What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hangout spot where you already know it's Real Talk Boxing Talk, live from my man cave. It's your boy Johnny, and I am your host for another edition of the Hangout Spot Live. This time, the Thursday, or actually, I'm sorry, I'm one day ahead, the Wednesday night edition.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And I just want to thank everybody for rocking out on this beautiful Wednesday night. Yesterday, if you guys were rocking out with us, man, we had a legend in the building, bro. It was a sensational interview with the man himself, Hall of Famer, the voice of boxing, HBO Championship Boxing After Dark's very own Jim Lampley was in the building, and it was one hell of an interview, man. He stood here with us at the Hangout spot for about an hour and a half, and man, oh man, I mean, I just couldn't get enough. It was one of those interviews that I really, really didn't want to end, but I knew with the time that he gave me, I had to let him go. But we're gonna get him back on the channel, man, because it was a sensational interview. We talked about legends. We talked about some of his favorite fights he called, favorite moments, legendary calls. I mean, his relationships with some of the best in the business and the sport of boxing. It was fantastic, man. If you did not get a chance to check out that interview live, make sure you go to the Hangout spot after this show and you check it out, as well as all my other shows. Boots to Ground live interviews is popping at the Hangout spot. And tonight, it's no different, man. We got undefeated featherweight from Newark, New Jersey, Puerto Rico in the building. Keith Tsunami Cologne is going to be in the building. 6-0 with 6 wins by knockout. He's coming off a second round stoppage this Saturday on an OTX card, man. And I've been wanting to get him in the building for quite some time. He turned pro last year, and he's off to a sensational start to his pro career. So we're going to have him in the building in just a couple minutes. But before we do that, y'all already know the deal. There's ground rules here at the Hangout spot. If you're watching this live on YouTube, make sure you smash that like button so you can help this channel get out into the algorithm of other boxing fans so they know we rock out weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're also doing Sunday afternoon shows, sometimes Sunday evening shows, the Boxing Voice special shows, and we're also going to be doing shows right after boxing cards where we open up the phone lines and we give our thoughts on the fights that occurred that night. So it's going down here at the Hangout spot. If you're watching this live on Facebook, and if you're watching this live on millions.co, make sure you throw me a like. More importantly, come on over to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the Hangout spot, make sure you do so on YouTube. We're trying to turn this train into a locomotive. In order for us to do that, we're going to need some more passengers. So do me a favor, tell a friend and tell a friend. This is where it's going down at the Hangout spot in 2025 and beyond. Last but not least, y'all know the deal, man. Let's get the chat cooking. Let's get the chat cooking. But if y'all want to ask a question or a comment and you want to make sure it gets read, again, I expect a lot of chat activity. So the best way to be able to do that is via Super Chat. And it also provides your boy with a donation if you want to make any other donations. You know what I'm saying? My Cash App is flowing down below. Every penny counts, man. But yeah, man, we in for a sensational show. Before I bring my guest in, I want to put out a Super Chat goal, bro. Let's put out a Super Chat goal, a 10 goal Super Chat, because we've been putting out the biggest and best interviews, and we got to keep this shit rolling. You know what I'm saying? So let's put out a goal, man. See if you guys can help a brother get there. Yes. Hold on a second. It's my apologies, y'all. We got a goal out there. If you guys can help me get to 10 super chats, any super chat will count. We are up and running. But without further ado, like I said, man, 22 in the building. Prospect just won on Saturday via second round stoppage, and he's off to a bright start to his young pro career. So without further ado, I want to bring in my guy, Keith Cologne. Tsunami is in the building, bro. What's going on, champ? Welcome to the Hangout spot, bro.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, man. Welcome to the show, bro. Welcome to the show. I've been trying to get you on for quite some time, man. I've been rocking out with you since your pro debut last year at on Top Rank card. And I know you rock with some of my people. Shout out to my man X and the crew over there at Four Corners. I've seen you on there a couple of times, man. But
Yeah.
nah, man, it's great to have you here, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. So let's get right into it, man. Saturday, bro. Another impressive performance, a second round stoppage on an OTX card. This is your sixth straight victory with six knockouts. Impressive start to your career. In fact, I don't think you've been past the second round in any of your fights so far. So you're definitely doing your thing. But talk to me about this performance on Saturday, bro. How would you rate this performance?
Um, I rated I rated a B plus performance. There's always things you could have done better. And plus I had him hurt in the first round, so I could have had him out of there first round, but I was being patient. I didn't want to rush anything. So I rated B plus.
There's a lot of good things that I saw in that fight, bro. Number one, hand speed, bro. You got really, really tremendous hand speed for a young guy. That vicious left hook that you dropped him with in that first round, man, that was crazy. And you had a little bit of swag, the little bit of swag over him when you got him on the ground, and you got killer instinct in you, man. Is that
Yeah.
something that you developed early on in the amateurs, or is that something that you kind of just turned on when you turned pro?
Killer instincts. I mean, you kind of say develop. I believe it always been in me, from the amateurs, from when I first started. It's just like if I see a guy hurt, you know, like well, I let him breathe, so I just jump right on him. But you guys see it more now because it's having more of an effect, with the smaller gloves, no headgear. So I feel like it's always been my style though, just having killer instincts
6 fights in, how would you grade your first six professional fights
altogether.
altogether in totality so far?
I mean, I say B minus. Everything that I've done now is what I was supposed to do. I feel like I'm really one of the promising prospects coming up right now. So all the opponents that they are putting in front of me, I'm supposed to do what I'm doing. So at the same time, it's great that I'm gaining knockouts, but I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. So I really say like B minus. I really we really looking for the step up fights now. See if we could get like tougher journeyman, former world champs, some contenders. Just to start leveling up the competition.
That was going to be a question I was going to ask you, man. I'm glad you said that because 6 fights in, but you've only gone almost 10 rounds. None of your fights have been past the second round. So, do you feel like you need to gain more rounds, especially in the early part of your career?
I mean, I wish not that I need to or anything, but it's just you just like fighting 6 rounds. You want to keep developing. Even though it's still early in my career, I still want to keep developing. I still want to face good competition. Even if I end up getting certain guys out of there in the future, as long as the quality of competition, because at the end of the day, that's my confidence going into my next fight. That's my confidence going into training camp. So yeah, just keeping the ball rolling, and it's just also who I'm going against as well. So that's always a plus.
What would you say is the biggest difference so far between Keith Cologne in the amateurs and now Keith Cologne as a professional fighter?
I feel like the biggest difference is the obvious ones, is knockouts, people saying power. That's the biggest difference that you know people see, or that I show. It's just the power aspect.
Has there been a major difference between the way you work as an amateur and training as the way you do at pros? Like, is there more sparring? Is it more of an emphasis, obviously, on diet? What's the biggest difference that you would say from being an amateur and pro before the fights?
I just say my focus. My focus is that's So to sum it up, it's just like everything, because my focus more on training, focus more on what I'm eating, being more dedicated. You know, because at the end of the day, now it's my job. I'm not just doing it for fun. I'm not just going out to a tournament and just doing it. It's like I'm really, I'm fighting, and I got a reputation to keep. Like you're only as good as your last performance. So with that being said, I just try to look better each and every hour.
What do you mean by reputation? Is that something that you mean personally with your fan base? What do you mean by reputation?
Yeah, like I said, it's people say you only as good as your last performance. I don't care what you did your first fight, your second fight. People only remember what you did your last fight. So my last fight, I don't perform as I should. It's like, oh, he had a promising future, but he ain't look good that day. His talent is questionable. His skills is questionable. His IQ is questionable. So that's why I say it's just like my reputation in the ring, my reputation as a fighter. Every time I go in the ring, it's up. So I never want to get caught, so to say, lacking or not being focused. And that's just a personal thing for me. I always try to outperform myself each and every time.
No, that makes perfect sense, man. I'm here with undefeated featherweight Keith Cologne. He's in the building from Newark, New Jersey. So like I said earlier, you fought on a top rank card. You made your pro debut on a top rank card in impressive fashion. You've also fought on a couple of pro box cards, but this was your first fight on OTX. How was your experience this Saturday fighting on OTX?
It was a great experience. I feel like they professional. Everything started on time. Nothing was out of order. Everything was in place like how they said it'd be. The promotion and build up to the fight was great. Um, everything was good. How they handled the whole situation. OTX they always treat me well, and I appreciate them for that.
Do you see yourself fighting on that platform again, possibly the next fight?
I don't know for the next fight, but I definitely see myself fighting on OTX again. Like I said, I don't have no complaints. They run a business well, and I appreciate that as a fighter because there's nothing like coming out of left field that I'm not expecting. So I appreciate that.
No, no, no doubt, no doubt. I just thought it was a good match, for you. Like I said, I love the commentary as well. Ak is one of my guys as well. I've had him on the show, and I consider him a mentor. Barack, they doing their thing over there on that platform. So shout out to OTX. It just looked good. You look good on that platform for some reason. The presentation, the way you carried yourself, it was actually pretty dope. I'd love to see you fight there again, but well, how were your experiences at Pro Box compared to OTX? Because I've worked Pro Box cards as well, and shout out to Danny Jonas and I'm sorry, Danny Rubin and Gary Jonas and my Pro Box family out there. But how were your experiences on Pro Box?
Pro Box was great as well. I don't have any complaints with Pro Box. They was able to actually squeeze me in on a last minute call. So I'm super grateful for that, for them to be able to get me on the card, which is, I can't be nothing but grateful. And just like OTX Pro Box, they got amazing platform. They as well, very organized. That was something that stood out. It's the organization. They had everything set up. As soon as I got there, everything was just bop 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 1 2 3, and yeah. So it's just I love fighting on Pro Box as well. I love fighting on OTS. Both of them was great experiences, business wise and in total.
Nah, nah, no doubt, no doubt. Before we talk a little bit about your future, why don't we take it back a little bit, man? I want to get a perspective, and I want my viewers to get a perspective of where the journey started, man. So tell me when did you start boxing, and what inspired you to become a fighter?
Just I mean, I started boxing. I started competing at the age of 12, but I say it kind of originated when I was younger, 6 years old. I never saw boxing as getting in a ring and competing. My idea of boxing was just learning how to fight. I never thought about ever fighting in a ring, it being organized. As a young kid, I just saw going to the gym as just getting your hands sharp, learning how to fight, learning how to protect yourself, and then if you had to use it, it's just we out there fighting or whatever. But then as I got older, um, when I was about 12 years old, I saw a boxing match, and I'm like, nah, I want to get back into it, and it's just everything took off from there. One training session led to sparring led to a fight led to tournaments, and now we here.
So yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Did you play other sports when you were growing up? Were you an athlete? Did you like other sports?
Yeah, growing up, like I said, I never looked at boxing as, competing or anything like that. So it was like really, it was kind of seasonal, you could say. But I was playing pretty much everything. I played baseball, basketball, football. I even did swimming. I did pretty much everything. My dad had me busy as a kid. That's why I get a lot of love in the city too, because I played like baseball on one side of the city, football on the other side of the city, basketball on the other side of the city. So it's like it kind of like helped me in a way.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I asked, man, because you were born in Newark, New Jersey,
Yeah,
but you're from Puerto Rican descent, right?
right, right.
So your parents, are they from Puerto Rico?
Yeah, my mom from Puerto Rico. My dad, he was born out here, but he lived both. Like he lived a year over here, a year over there, back and forth.
That's dope because I was born in New York, but my parents were from Puerto Rico as well. So
Yeah.
I'm considered what you call a New Yorican. What do they call a Puerto Rican from Newark?
Oh, I don't know.
A
I don't
Newark
know.
Rican? I would
I
think.
guess no Rican.
Do you? So are you like me? Do you speak Spanish fluently? Like, do you speak Spanish? Can you
Nah,
write it? Do you understand it?
I don't speak Spanish fluently. I could read it and I could understand it. People kind of say like, "Oh, that's like you hearing yourself in a way like they not, but like if you know me as a person, like I'll play, like I know I don't speak Spanish good, but I'll go up to a Spanish person and I like talk to them a whole conversation, we'll laugh, have a good time about it, because it's funny. It's funny when like somebody trying to talk Spanish but they don't get it, but you still having a conversation. So it's like I take it with pride. Like I don't know it all, but we can have a conversation and laugh at the same time.
Nah, the reason why I say that, Chad, is because that was me growing up, bro. Like I
Yeah,
didn't grow up speaking Spanish like that. So now I kick myself in the ass because I could be doing interviews with all these Spanish fighters, but my Spanish is not good. But like you, I understand it. I can read it. It's just
yeah.
if I talk to somebody that talks that heavy Spanish, I'm gonna get lost. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
lost. It's gonna be
yeah,
Spanglish.
yeah. Same for me, kind of.
But no, listen, man, as you progress, man, in your career, man, it might be beneficial for you to practice a little bit of that bilingual, man,
Oh
for
yeah,
more
I,
opportunity.
I practice often. I practice often. Try to learn as much as I can. I'm not against learning it. It's just you know, I wasn't really taught growing up, but like
Right.
everybody around, it's crazy. Everybody around me speak it fluently. Like,
Same here, champ.
yeah,
Especially now, like I said, I'm around a lot of speaking fighters, man. It's just crazy. But have you visited the island? Have you been to the island often?
yeah, yeah. I've been there. I don't even know how many times. I was representing the Puerto Rico Olympic team, so I was out there heavy in the amateurs. Just
Oh,
even like one point in time, I was out there just like, yeah, I was out there heavy, like staying with my grandmother out there, training out there, getting ready for fights, getting ready for tournaments. Leaving, going to another country, because I was on the Olympic team for Puerto Rico, so it's like I had to be out there for like a large chunk of time.
so I'm glad you brought that into the play because that was my next question. Talk to me a little bit about the accolades that you had in the amateurs. I believe you had about 75, 76 amateur fights, correct?
Yeah,
What about some accolades and what led you, to represent Puerto Rico?
yeah. So I got three gold medals, three silver medals. I'm sorry, three international gold medals, three international silver medals, and I got four national champions under my belt. What led me to represent Puerto Rico was honestly just one tournament led to another. After the USA Championships, I lost in the finals, and then my dad was like, "Yo, too much. We just gonna go to Puerto Rico, do a little tournament. Just have fun out there." And that's what we did. We took a team out there, ended up competing, ended up winning, and that tournament ended up leading for me to go to DR, fighting out there the tournament, and that tournament ended up leading me to go to Ecuador for like the Continentals or something like that. And it's just like one tournament just led to another, you know. And yeah,
That's dope. You have a lot of experience as well, traveling to different countries, man. That's great, and it's going to benefit you, as you
yeah,
continue to progress as a professional because you get the feeling that fighting in other countries, you're never going to feel out of your element, so to speak, right? Would you agree
right,
with
right.
that? Like you're going to feel comfortable pretty much anywhere you fight.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at it as being comfortable, being uncomfortable. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're gonna always be uncomfortable, but it's just like kind of not that you ever get used to it, but you know how to deal with it. You know, you've been there before. You've been in like when you've been in somebody else's backyard fighting. You know, so yeah, you just kind of used to it.
No doubt, no doubt. I am here with Keith Cologne, undefeated featherweight in the building, 6-0 with 6 knockouts coming off a big stoppage this Saturday on the OTX card. Second round stoppage, impressive. Where you showed that killer instinct and a little bit of swag. So I was feeling that. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep the chat going. Um, so right now, so again, what prompted you to feel like last year, you made your pro debut last year in July, correct?
Right.
So why did you feel after 75 amateur fights that it was the right time to turn pro last year?
Um. So around that time, I was getting ready for the. I was Yeah, by that time, I was like a couple months before I turned pro, I was getting ready for the Golden Gloves and the Olympic qualifiers. And I had seen that Shakur Stevenson posted on Instagram that he was fighting back in Newark. So in my head, I was like, dang, I know he wasn't gonna fight back out here again because where he at in his career, you know, it got to be like an even playing field when you fighting top guys. You know, he was making another homecoming, but he was also calling out the top guys like the Tank Davises and you know the rest of those guys. So I know those fights wasn't going to be in Newark anymore. And so I told my dad, I'm like, what you think about guy on that card? You know, like, you know, yeah, the Olympics is cool, but it's not going to be a bigger stage for me to come through the pro ranks as this one. You know, a top fighter fighting in, you know, my city, top rank, you know, at the Prudential Center, one of the biggest arena the biggest arena here. And at first he was like, nah, and then the next day he was like, look, I'm gonna run it by the people in top rank, and if they're able to get you on the card, then we'll go with it. And so they was able to get me on the card, and I fought.
That's dope, man. I love that story. That's why I wanted to ask you that. How did it feel, man? First pro fight, you were basically in your backyard. How many people did you have, family and friends, in attendance in that fight?
Man, I had, you know, I had, it was packed. Honestly, you know, it was so packed, right? That even leading up to the build up of the fight, you know, like I don't want to say exactly the names, but you know, the people that's in like the administration of like Top Rank, they was telling me, they was like, yo, nobody has sold, you know, this amount of tickets since another person, you know, but I had like mine just surpassed it. It was like it's gonna be crazy, you know. And it was like, yeah, like, you know, I really feel like I'm the most anticipated boxer turning pro right now. And then you know, it like I sold so many tickets that I was fighting 4 rounders and I'm not signed with Top Rank. You know, they had me fighting behind. I fought before Abdullah Mason. You know,
Mm.
so I fought people in front of me was signed with Top Rank. They was fighting 4 rounders. One fighter even had it was an 8 rounder that fought in front of me. But because I sold so many tickets, they was like, yo, we're gonna push you all the way to as far back as we could. And when I got in the ring and they said my name, it just went crazy, you know. So my people they show up for me all the time, you know, not even just that fight, but each and every fight, you know, we make a presence no matter where we at, you know, and I feel like that's the dope part about it. It's just seeing your people come together and just having them look forward to something positive.
Amazing, bro. Again, I watched it. I wasn't in the building for that, but I watched it, and you're right, man. Your debut was super, and like everybody was interested, to see this Keith Cologne kid. A lot of hype, and again, you didn't disappoint. But why not? Why not? Why aren't you like? Why didn't Top Rank push the sign? Because right now you're between promotion companies, right?
Nah, right now I'm a free agent.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
why didn't Top Rank kind of make a play to kind of lock you down, or was that a decision that you guys made not to do?
Yeah, we decided that, at that moment, it was best that I stood a free agent. So we had offers. People, top companies did send contracts, but at the same time, it's just like for us and how we wanted to move, it didn't make sense. I specifically said I wanted to get comfortable quick. So I wanted a lot of fights early, and that's what I did within a year. I got 6 fights, so that's fighting every other month with a top promotional company. That wouldn't been able to happen. They would have not been able to do that for me. They would have gave me great promotion and great media outlets, but that's not what I was looking for at the time. I wasn't looking for money. I just wanted to get comfortable quick. I wanted a lot of fights, and I wanted to get settled. So once I'm ready, once the step up comes and the tougher fight comes, I'm gonna be more than ready. The program was a little bit different, and it definitely takes some adjusting to do, and we knew that, so we didn't want to like play around with it. We wanted to get settled quick, and we didn't want to get caught on our tippy toes. So that's what we decided to do, and we here now.
Yo, I applaud you for that and your team, man. Shout out to y'all because again, I know temptation is, security, some financial security, knowing that a promotion company is going to be looking out for at least the first few fights of my career, depending on what the deal was. So, not many people would have made the same decision as you, but I think it worked out for you, especially with what you said, right? Staying busy, wanted to get more comfortable as a professional in the sport of boxing. And you've done that. I mean, like you said, you've only been fighting, you haven't even been fighting as a pro for a year. I just want my viewers to know this. And he's already got 6 fights. That's the definition of a young guy staying busy in the sport. We need to see more of that. I think the fame and the fortune will come. But how long do you foresee yourself playing this type of role? Is there a certain amount of fights? Like maybe, for example, maybe after 10 fights, I go 10-0. Now maybe it's the right time to kind of tie
Yeah.
down and explore options. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, definitely. Once we get to like 10-0, 12-0, really like around once we start going like the 8 rounds, 10 rounds, that's when it makes sense for me to like lock in with a promotional company, because I'm being honest, like everything will it kind of don't make sense. They'll invest your money, but if you're able to invest your own money, then it's kind of like no purpose of locking down. People usually lock down either because they want to be moved the right way, they want to get money put behind them. But for us, that wasn't the case. We knew what we wanted, and I feel like it worked in our favor because we also learned the business. So it's like we just can't be told anything. Like we know when BS come across the table, it's like you're not just talking to anybody. You get what I'm saying? Like me and my peoples, they moved me all the way to 6-0 within a year. You get what I'm saying? And this fighter's behind me that's doing the same thing with my team. So it's not just me. It's just not like a one hit wonder. It's like they did it with me, they gonna do it with somebody else, and then the youngest coming up after me too. So, yeah,
Shout out to you, man. I love hearing that. Again, you have to surround yourself. I tell young fighters this all the time. You got to surround yourself with smart people, especially in this business, bro. The business of boxing is brutal, man.
yeah,
And one thing that you said that made sense is that you know how to move. You're learning how to move from the business side of the sport, which means you can read bullshit because there's gonna be a lot of bullshit that's gonna be thrown your way. You know the deal. You know
right,
the
right.
deal. Yeah, no, shout out to you and shout out to your team, man. Is your dad and your family a part of that circle, that team that kind of outlines your future?
Yeah, definitely. My dad, yeah, my dad's, we gotta, I'm gonna be honest, it's like, the same teams as the amateurs. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, we adopted the Freddie Roaches or the Bo Max or this or that. It's like, nah, I came up in the amateurs and I was successful, so I can do the same thing in the pros. And that's what we've been doing. So shout out to my pops. And there's a whole lot of guys behind the scenes, so you know, shout out to them.
Shout out to your pops and the team as well, man. Make sure you give them my best, man. That's what's up.
I
I
will.
love seeing that, man. I love seeing that, especially with my peoples, bro. So keep doing your thing, my brother. Keep doing your thing. I'm here with Keith Cologne. He calls himself Tsunami, 6-0 with 6 knockouts. Where did you get the nickname Tsunami? Because although sometimes I
Uh,
have a hard time pronouncing it when I talk fast, I
yeah.
think that shit is a dope nickname. Where did you develop that nickname?
So it kind of originated from two, two, I say two different places. When I was younger, like my aunt's boyfriend, he always like every time I came in the house, he was like, "Keep Tsunami." I'm like, "Yo," just running through the house, he's like, "Keep Tsunami, yo," So that's like the first time somebody ever called me that. I was like a kid. He was like, "Keep Tsunami." So it ain't really like but it just kind of stuck with me, that he always just called me that. But one of my favorite rappers from North, his name's Sue Surf, and so with that and it being Sue Surf, it's like, dang, Sue Surf, Keep Tsunami. I'm like, all right, it's kind of different. Nobody really got it, but I feel like I could take it and I could run with it, So Sue Surf, his like Sue stands for tsunami, but his wasn't tsunami, his was Sue Surf, but they called it like the wave and all of that. So I'm like, all right, nah, I could run with this right here. So it just kind of stuck with me. It's just like keep tsunami and it flows. So why not?
I like it. It's different, bro. And you're right. Not many. I don't remember the last person. Has there ever been a person with that
Nah,
nickname?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There
It was,
has been.
yeah. It's been a couple.
Okay. That's what's up, though. I like it, bro. I actually like it. But so for my fans, right, who've never seen you fight, is there any fighter or fighters whom inspired your style? For example, if somebody asked you that question, would you be able to say, "Yeah, I have a little bit of this fighter in me and a little bit of this fighter in me"?
Um, I'll say. Yeah, I mean, I like to watch Bud. I like to watch Terrence Crawford. And I fight Orthodox and Southpaw. So it's like I say I got like a little bit of Bud in me, just also with my patience. I'm not just rushing anything, Bud patient. He fight both ways. He pretty strong fighter. Got power and speed in both hands. Um, Another fighter I'll say. It's like kind of like Miguel Cotto. It's just like you don't really see him getting too much out of his square. He just fight and he just going there, he do his thing and he out. He ain't really getting too much out of his square. But I mean, I watch a whole lot of guys, man. I watch like my style is molded from like a whole bunch of old school fighters for real. It's not even like I don't really watch too many of the new guys coming up unless it's like really like the great, great, great fighters or like the big superstars in the sport right now. Like, I don't. So if somebody asks me about like a person coming up or I probably won't even know who it is because I just try to watch only the great fighters.
What about some of the? So, do you watch like past fights and like from the golden era, from the '80s, from the '90s? Do you watch
Yeah,
those type of fights?
yeah. I watch. I mean, I watch Willie Pep, James Toney, Ezra
Wow,
Charles, um, Alfredo Benitez, Roberto Duran, Esteban De Jesus. Like I'm real educated in the sport of boxing. Like my I coming up in the game, that's all I was just doing, just watching. I never really watched none of the up and coming fighters unless it was like Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, So yeah.
that's dope. That's dope. Talk to me about your experiences. I know you sparred some big names, bro. You sparred with Shakur. In fact, you were heavy sparring with Richardson Hitchens for this camp versus Cambosos, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yep.
how'd that come about? And tell me about tell me about that whole experience, man. Because man, Hitchens looked good.
Yeah,
This past weekend.
yeah, nah. I mean, me and Africa, we've known each other for a long time. Like, I sparred him a bunch of times prior to this time. Cause I'm always in New York sparring. Like, we always like every weekend we go somewhere sparring. So, he always see me in the gym. So it's like he know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been in the gym multiple times. But it just so happened to be that um like one day I just seen him coming in the gym. I'm like, oh, what's good, Av? And he was like, what's good? And I guess he just did his training camp in the same gym that I'm training in, you know. And so, like one day I know he had asked somebody for work, and I just went up to him. I'm like, yo, bro, you know, you need some work. Like I don't care what day it is, because I know it's hard for him to get work. I'm like, whenever you need work, just let me and my pops know, you know, and we going to do it. Like so that was that. Like we call like damn near every other day. Like yo, we working tomorrow? Like yeah, we working tomorrow. I bet. You know, so that's how it turned out. But like I've known like the whole New York crew, Africa, Berlanga, Serrano. Like I've trained with them side by side, and you know, cops and kids. You know, especially when I was younger in the amateurs. Like I was over there heavy. So Marcus Brown, you know, we was all in the gym the other day. Pablo, Richard Comey.
Pablo.
So yeah, like those is my guys. Like and just seeing them as a youngin and just that's all I do. I just see them and I just watch them. I watch them. I absorb the knowledge, anything I could get, because they where I'm gonna be come 5 to 10 years from now. So you know, I'm just being a student of the game.
That's absolutely dope, bro. That's absolutely dope. And you've I heard you sparred Amanda before?
Yeah. When I was in the amateurs, I sparred Amanda Serrano. Yeah, we did mad rounds. Trained alongside with her. Like we got mad close. She even came to she even came to my amateur fights. We did a Puerto Rican parade together, you know. So
No. Dope. Were you at this Puerto Rican parade? No, you weren't, right? Because you were fighting.
nah, yeah, I was
Yeah.
spraying. Yep,
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. But
I was going to go.
you was probably
My
gonna be
team
there.
ended up going. Like yeah, my peoples from my gym ended up going, but I didn't go.
That's what's up. Yeah, because Amanda was there. Obviously, she's getting ready for Katie Taylor Part 3. Are you gonna be in the building for that fight?
I probably will be in the building. You know, I'm there for her always. You know, like we always, you know, always chop it up. It's always love. That's really like a big sister in the boxing game for me. You know, you know whatever she need from me, you know, we there and vice versa.
That's dope. That's a big fight weekend that weekend. Not just Amanda on Friday, but you got Edgar who's headlining with Hamza Shiraz. You got or him and Shakur against Zapata. Both of them, I guess, are the co-headliners. I don't know who's gonna fight last. Whatever. I don't even care. I think it's gonna be a great card. So New York is gonna be the place to be, man. I might be up in the building up in there. Will you hit the Saturday? If you do the Friday, will you hit the Saturday card as well?
Definitely. I invest like I put too much time in the boxing. You get what I'm saying? Like I go so hard in the gym that like I'm one of those dudes where I'm like I'll catch it at home. I don't even feel like, you know, it take a lot of energy out of you, you know, just boxing. It take a lot of energy out of you. So it's good to just kind of be in the back seat and just chill.
Nah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. What about tell me about that work with Shakur? How was that, bro?
That was good work. You know, like I sparred him when I was coming up. Like what he would do is he'll come like he can't anytime he came over here, let's say if he was fighting over here and he did like a press conference or whatever, he'd be like, yo, I'm in town, like let's get some work. And they all come to my gym and he'll spar everybody in the gym, you know. So, you know, it was always he was like, nah, I want Keith first. You get what I'm saying? So it was always love. He always, you know, great work. Always picked up something from him, you know, just being in there, especially just, you know, like some of the times it was before he even was big. You get what I'm saying? Like big meaning like a superstar in the sport. So it's just I knew who he was before the world knew who he was, just because of the fact that he from my city. So it's like, oh yeah, nah, he coming from the Olympics, like yeah, like he's the one, you know. So it was always good work. He even got the opportunity to like, you know, train alongside him. He took me to camp with him for the Toka Khan camp. So like that was the opportunity that, you know, that just like once I saw that, I just went full throttle.
That's dope, man. Continue to surround yourself with that type of talent, man. I mean, iron sharpens iron. It's only going to make you bigger and better in the sport of boxing. You're already off to a great start, 6-0, 6 knockouts. Very, very exciting start to your young career, man. I can't wait to see your progress. Like, I can't wait to see what the future holds 5 years from now. Like, I know this is a far fetched question, but where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I see myself holding like world title, maybe a couple. Just just becoming, coming up in a sport and just really breaking that superstar status. I feel as though like I'm like a lot of guys say like, oh yeah, I see myself being a world champ. I really feel like I'm one of the guys that could be like a superstar in a sport. It's just I'm a people's person. I got mad love and I could fight. So I feel as though like not even just being a good fighter, I feel like I could really be like a superstar in the sport, be a positive role model, and just prove to my city that there's more to come out of note than just negativity.
No doubt, brother. Do you think Amanda gets over the hump this third time?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I feel as though I feel as though she can make it easier. Will she make it easier? I don't know, but I feel like she'll definitely. I feel like Amanda's a dog, but I feel like the Wars is catching up to Katie Taylor. I feel like the Wars is like, it's hard, and especially training camps. But I feel like Amanda built for it, and it's like a good story. Like she beat me 2 times. All right, I got the last one. Now we gone. So that's how I look at it.
That's dope. Yeah, for sure. Well, I had her win in the last fight. The first one was really close. I thought she won the second fight. This one's gonna be interesting. I just wish it was 3 minute rounds, man. I just
Yeah,
wish it was 3 minute rounds. I think that would give Amanda the edge, especially from a power perspective. 2 minutes is
definitely.
hard, man. It's hard to work.
It definitely is.
Yeah. No, it's hard to work. It's hard to work. But yeah, hopefully she gets over the hump. What about Edgar and Shiraz, bro? That fight.
I saw Shiraz fight one time. I wasn't too impressed. He didn't really throw too many punches. It was rumors that he had an injury, like a broken hand or whatever case. I don't know, but I'm rocking with Edgar. I'm rocking with Puerto Rico all day. Edgar, win, lose, or draw. I do feel like he will come up on top though.
Yeah, I agree, brother. Edgar's my dude, man. Good dude, man. Good dude. I spent time with him, man. He's a great guy. But with you though, I want to bring up the academics, man, because I think that's very, very impressive as well. Because it's not just boxing, and I want my viewers to know, man, you're currently in college, right?
Right, right.
And you're attending Rutgers University,
Yeah, Rutgers University. Yep.
and you are studying.
I'm studying psychology.
That's dope. That's dope. Why did you pick psychology as a major?
Um, at first I started with business, but Rutgers is like it's like one of the big business schools, so it's like not even that it was hard or anything, it was just a workload balancing boxing and the workload of like business at Rutgers. It was getting too much. And I'm like, man, I was about to transfer to because that school they didn't have a major that I was looking to do. But one of like my counselors was like, bro, before you transfer, try out psychology, see if that fits, see how you like it, because once you transfer, it's gonna be real hard to get back in here, like Rutgers is a great school. You don't want to transfer to a lesser school and then it's not gonna be possible for you to get back in. And so that's what I did. I took his advice, and I'm like, yeah, psychology actually dope. I mess with it. It's like a lot of the stuff that I do every day revolve around psychology. A lot of the stuff that we do every day revolves around psychology, and it's just more knowledge to my everyday living, so to say. So that's why I ended up taking it and going through with it.
Does that I would think that that also helps you with ring IQ. Is that true?
Um, yeah, it helps with everything, but like a lot of it really depends on who you are. If you're a person that's like, you be in a room and you got some people that speak first and listen later, and then you got others that listen first and speak later. It's like that's psychology, you know what I'm saying? So I've always been a person to be reserved, always observe the room, read the room. So like I was, it's certain things that I've already been doing. It's just how I was raised, how I was brought up. Now, just with the knowledge of it, it's more amplified. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's highlighted. It's like, all right, cool. And there's like a lot of other little things, just by speaking to somebody, um, yeah, having a conversation with somebody, reading body language, those type things you learn. But it's really like it's a whole bunch. Everybody just think like, oh, like he could just read everything. Like, nah, it's not like that. It's a little more to it.
You got somebody in the chat say, "Yo, Johnny, have him analyze you." It don't work that way, Chad,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, nah, like it's like how people would probably say it is just like body language. You get what I'm saying? It's not even
For sure.
like, oh yeah, he could read somebody's mind. It's just like, nah, body language. It's another language.
No, absolutely, man. I think it's fascinating, man. I listen. I gravitate towards young fighters who take that academic serious because at the end of the day, boxing doesn't last forever, right? So you
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
set yourself up for life after boxing, but also it's very, very hard because living the life of a professional fighter isn't easy, right? There's a lot of hard work and dedication, gym time, dieting.
Yeah.
So how hard is it to mix school with training, being a pro, especially with you because you're active? 6 fights in less than a year. So how hard has that been this past year for you?
It hasn't been hard just because of the fact that I've been doing it since I was in high school. So balancing high school with boxing, and I went to a a great high school as well, known high school. So it's like I'm kind of used to it. So it was like a no-brainer for me to go to college and finish because like I was already doing it as a kid. So it's not like I was only going to school or only doing boxing. I was already balancing both. I was already, you know, dealing with both at the same time. So it's kind of normal for me.
When do you anticipate getting your degree?
Next year I'll be done.
Nice, brother. Yeah, I gotta give you a shout out for that. Amazing school as well. Great
Thank you.
choice. I'm here with Keith Cologne, who's a rising featherweight prospect who's 6-0 with 6 knockouts. Great start to his young pro career. And there's a lot to like. If you've not ever seen them fight, make sure you watch him fight. He's exciting. He has hand speed, great left hook. He has that swag, that New Jersey swag, that East Coast swag. So, I could definitely relate because I consider myself a little bit of a swaggy guy in the podcasting world. I think my viewers would agree. But so talk to me about some of your I think we touched on this a little bit before, but if you were to have like your top 5 favorite fighters of all time, who would those top 5 be?
I mean, I'll say it in no order. I'm gonna just
No
blurt
order.
out. Yeah, I'm gonna just blurt out five. Um, I say, Sugar Ray Leonard, James Tony,
Mm.
Willie Pep. What's that? Three?
Yep.
Ricardo Lopez and Floyd Mayweather.
Ricardo Lopez. Wow, that's a really, really good one, man. And not a lot of people say that. And for a 22-year-old, because you're going to be 23 later this year, right?
Right, right.
To say Willie Pep is impressive, dude. That's a student of the game, bro. I just want to give you a shout out for that. A great top 5 list. But since we're both Puerto Rican, give me a top 5 Puerto Rican fighters, your
I'm gonna go.
favorites of all time.
I'm gonna go. Hector Macho Camacho, Tito Trinidad. Um, I'm sorry, Edwin Rosario, Hector Macho
The Chapo.
Camacho, Tito Trinidad, Serrano Cotto.
Dope, dope. So you remember Rosario against Camacho, that fight?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I seen it all, man.
Who won, in your opinion?
Say it again.
Who won, in your opinion?
Uh,
That was a close fight, dude.
yeah. I mean,
I love
it's
Camacho,
hard,
bro.
like. Yeah, nah, it's like I'm gonna be honest. Some fights, like the way how I watch fights, I don't watch like I could study somebody and they could lose the fight. You get what I'm saying? But I'm studying them for what they do great during. So I'll see what they do great, and then I'll see how somebody else do the same thing great, and I'll try to take it in for me and try to exploit it. But yeah, it's hard because I watch a lot of these fights just like as a true fan, just looking at the scrap, like I be in it like oh, so it's hard for me to even say.
That's a tough fight because I was a big Camacho fan. I remember meeting him in an airplane coming back from PR when he won his first title. I was in PR for the summer visiting grandparents and all of I was literally sitting in the row in front of him after he was coming home from winning his first world title. Great guy, gave me an autograph back then, I remember, but that was a close one, man. I think I've watched it plenty of times, and I think Rosario won that fight, but it hurts me to say that because Hector was my guy, man.
Yeah.
Hector was my guy. If people ask me, star appeal, how to build a perfect fighter, star appeal, I'd probably pick Camacho, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Most definitely, most definitely. But if you were, because I know you like you like you said, you like big fighters, big fights. So if you were a promoter, give me 3 fights that you would make right now that haven't been made in the sport of boxing.
I'll go. I'll go Shakur Stevenson versus Javante Davis.
Mm.
I'll go. I'll go. Inoue versus that kid Nakatani.
Junto Nakatani.
And
Okay.
yeah, Nakatani. I'd love to see that fight. And I'll also go with I'll go with Benavidez and Bivol.
Okay. All right. That's dope. Before I give you my 3, so give me your winner out of those 3 fights. Let's start with Shakur and Tank.
I got Shakur Stevenson winning. The Nakatani one, I really don't know. I'm like that's for me that's a 50-50 fight.
That's a dope fight.
Yeah, I feel like that's a true 50-50 fight. That's gonna be like a fire fight, like something that just gotta happen at least twice. And I'll go with I'm not gonna lie, I think it's hard. It's hard.
You gotta put
I'll
you
go
on the spot,
Benavidez.
bro.
I'll go Benavidez. I'll go Benavidez. It is what it is.
Dope. So I also had Shakur and Tank as one of the ones that I've been wanting to see for years, and I would also pick Shakur in that fight as well. People argue with me all the time. I just think, you can't hurt what you can't hit, bro. Um, the second one would be Benavidez and Canelo. I don't know if we ever see that fight, but I would love to see that. Um, and I'm picking Benavidez. I don't know what would happen, but I'm picking Benavidez.
Yeah, for
And the
sure.
third one, damn, there's just so many different fights that I would want to see. Um, I mean, Junto against Inoue is a good one, but there's a lot
I
of
just
good
don't
fights.
know all the weight classes.
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think about all the weight classes, off the top of my head. But there's a really your weight
Or
class
even
is
or
on.
even Bam and Bam and Inoue. I feel like that'd be a crazy fight.
If
That's a
he
little
can
out
if
of
he
Bam
can move
weight
up,
class.
that would be crazy.
Yeah, that's a little out of Bam weight class, but I feel like with his skills, that'd be a great fight. And yeah. But it all depends on how big Bam really like how big he really get. So that's my only question. I don't really know how big he get, but if he could hold the weight pretty well, then that'd be a
Yeah, yeah,
great
yeah.
fight.
No, that would be a good one. And I don't know why I forgot the third one, bro. I don't know why I forgot the third one. Brian Norman Jr. is my guy, so I
Okay,
want Norman Jr. and Boots to get it popping. That'll be the 3
okay.
that I would make if I was a promoter tomorrow and I could just wave my magic wand and make those 3 fights. I think they would all be tremendous fights. But you can't go wrong with any of them, especially the ones you pick. Again, I'm here with Keith Cologne. He's in the building. Yeah, man. So your division. Let's go to your division, the featherweight division. It's on fire, bro. A lot of big names up in there. How do you feel weight wise? Do you see yourself competing in this division for a long time, a few more years?
Yeah, for sure. Right now I've been fighting at 26, but I could really fight at 22 it's just harder to find fighters over here on the East Coast at 22, 122 pounds. So, but we tell them, like, if you could find anybody from 122 to 126, we'll take it. So, that's really what it be. But a lot of times it's like short notice, even if it's a guy that fight 122, he'd be like, all right, I'd rather take it at 26 because the fight is short notice. A lot of people, a lot of fights just fall out last minute for whatever reason. So, yeah.
Okay. And if you were to give me a dream opponent, somebody that you would love in the future to say, yo, I want to fight this dude one day. Hopefully,
I,
if he's still around in
I'll
the same
say,
weight class, whoever.
I'll say anyway, like he the pound for
Wow.
pound great in my weight class. He's like he a superstar. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like I'm gonna be a superstar. So like that'll be superstar versus superstar, and it ain't no disrespect to him. It's just like that's a dream fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just like even just to be there is a blessing for both fighters, and every champion should want to fight the best fight in the division. That's what I feel like.
Absolutely. You ever spend any time with Shushu? He's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's been
Yeah,
mad. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
Shushu dope,
I had
man.
rounds with Susu. Yeah, nah, Susu good peoples.
Yeah, I like Shushu, man. I like him. I want him to win a world title, man. He's on the cusp of winning a world title. Who do you consider like the best featherweights right now in the division?
Um, best featherweights. Cool Boy Steph. Um, I'm just leave it right there. Cool Boy Steph. I feel like he got the most accolades. He got the most experience. Um, yeah,
And he had the best ring attire the last fight.
yeah, yeah,
That shit was dope. You gotta be from the East Coast to understand that shit, right, champ?
yeah. For real.
For sure, for sure. So tell me, like outside of boxing, what do you like to do when you're not boxing? Like you said, sometimes you need time to just get away from the sport. What do you do? What are your hobbies when you're not fighting?
Uh, I like to go to different restaurants, eat. I like to be with my family. That's really the main things to be with my family. You know, just enjoy life, enjoy what I take for granted every day, just running around, just going to the beach, chilling. Just laying in some water, calling my family, calling my grandmother, messing with her. That's what I take joy in. Just like the little things.
Since you like to eat, I like to eat as well. What are your favorite foods? What's your favorite food?
Uh, right now I say. It was Mexican food, but I think now it's like probably like Thai food.
Okay. No rice and beans,
I mean,
chuletas.
I'm bored up on that. Like that's I get that. I eat that every day if I
You want
could.
something different. I get it. I get it. Nah, I get it. That's what's up. I love me my Spanish food, but I love Italian food as well, man. I love food in general, bro. I'm
Right,
just
right.
I just love food in general. Is there one thing, one hidden talent that you have that people don't know? Give me one hidden talent. Something that people don't know about you that you do.
Talent. I mean, when I was younger, I was like I used to draw real good. No, I ain't drawing in a minute, but yeah, I used to draw real good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So do you so you don't watch any other sports like basketball, football,
Yeah,
baseball?
yeah. Yeah, I watch pretty much. I'm a big football fan, big basketball fan. Um, it got to be like a World Series or something for me to watch baseball. But other than that, basketball, football. Yeah,
Who are your teams in basketball, football?
I'm a New York Knicks fan and a New York Giants fan.
Okay. Well, I'm a Jet fan, so yeah. You know how
Yeah,
that rolls.
yeah.
Yeah. I was born and raised in New York, so you know how that rolls, bro.
Alright.
Not good, but you know how that rolls. Uh that's what's up, man. That's what's up. What would you say is the best piece of advice somebody gave you?
Best piece of advice. Uh, just like don't look at the end goal. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other.
Dope, dope. And who gave you that advice?
One of my old heads. And my old heads gave me that advice.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You're a student of the game, so I want to ask you this question. I like to ask everybody this question. I want you to build a perfect fighter. And I want you to pick one fighter for each of these attributes that I'm gonna throw at you, past or present, but you can't pick the same fighter twice.
Okay.
Okay. So again, you're building the perfect fighter. So who would you pick for speed?
Speed. Sugar Ray Leonard.
Who would you pick for power?
Beterbiev.
Footwork?
Lomachenko.
That's a really good one. Defense?
Floyd Mayweather.
Ring IQ?
Ricardo Lopez.
Heart and determination?
Heart. Man. Heart. Damn. Heart. That's a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with. I'm trying to see who. And it's somebody that's just. Well, I'm gonna just go with Mike Tyson. I'm gonna go with Mike.
Okay. Okay. And last but not least, again, we touched on this earlier. You need to be able to market yourself in this professional day and age of boxing. Star appeal.
Muhammad Ali.
That's dope, man. And you just build a perfect fighter. That's dope, man. That was dope. That's a great list, man, especially for a young fighter, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, man. For real, for real. When do we plan on seeing you back in action, man?
God willing, August, late August, mid August, early August.
Is there something in the works? Something that looks promising?
That's just the date we looking for. Just get back in the ring in August, take some time off, ease back into training, get right back into it again.
That's what's up, man. What do you want to tell your fans, bro? What do you want to tell your fans, man?
I just want to tell y'all, I appreciate y'all for following the journey. I appreciate y'all for following me. I appreciate y'all for sticking in the chat, watching this interview. I appreciate you for having me up there. And let's continue on with the journey.
Absolutely. And where can they find you on social media, bro? We got to follow my man Keith Cologne, bro.
You can follow me on Instagram at official Keith Cologne and on YouTube at Keith Cologne. Just Keith Cologne. That's it.
Man, this was a dope interview, man. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did, man. I'm gonna tell you, bro. You come to the Hangout spot, you family, bro. So you welcome back anytime, bro. We gotta have you back.
I'll be back.
Yeah, we gotta have you back, man. Hopefully, when you get something announced, you could come back. We could get it popping here, bro. I love talking boxing with you, man. I love talking boxing with you.
Likewise.
All right, champ. I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate your time, man, and we'll talk. We're gonna stay in touch. All right.
All right, most deaf.
All right, man. Take care, man. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My man Keith Tsunami Cologne, who's 6-0 with 6 knockouts. Can we get a shout out? Dope interview, man. Bright young man with a bright future, not just in the ring, but outside the ring, man. He's looking to get his degree in psychology next year. I mean, he goes to Rutgers, which is a phenomenal school, even though my Ohio State Buckeyes just be trashing them every year. In fact, the Rutgers-Ohio State game a bunch of years back when I lived in Pennsylvania is the only college football game I've been to live. My wife actually bought me tickets to watch the Buckeyes at Rutgers because we were living in Pennsylvania at the time, so it was only a drive, from Pennsylvania to New Jersey. That was the one and only college football game I've ever seen. Again, I root for the Buckeyes, so she got me those tickets, and they trashed Rutgers that day, so it was dope. College football is just a totally different experience altogether. And I love football in general, but I love the Buckeyes. And when I say the Buckeyes, I'm talking about the national champion Buckeyes. Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
That's right. So yeah. So great school. Yeah, I know y'all talking shit in the chat about my Buckeyes, but that's just hate. Listen, man, I got the right to choose at least one team that's good. And I actually been a Buckeye fan since before. I became a Buckeye fan when I first moved to Pennsylvania. I lived in Pennsylvania for 7 years. I've lived in Florida for 4 years, or 4.5 years now. So I've been a Buckeye fan for well over whatever, how many years is that? 11 going on 12 years. I've seen 2 national championships. I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. Can't see the Jets win one, so I might as well see the Buckeyes win one.
It smelled like a toilet full of nasty ass shit, okay?
I remember all of it, Vega. I'm diehard, bro. I'm a diehard Buckeye fan. In fact, probably the next show, I might wear my Buckeyes national championship t-shirt with the hat that I bought, especially, since you guys are talking shit about my Buckeyes, I think I'm going to do that next show. But that was a great interview, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you haven't smashed that like button, make sure you do so. Please, man, help me, bro. It's free. We need to get this channel out to other boxing fans, man. So they know we rock out with the biggest and best interviews, bro. And real hardcore boxing talk, bro. Laid back, chill boxing talk here at the Hangout spot. Let's get this channel out into that algorithm so that we can grow together. We are so close to my next goal of 2,000 subscribers. Last I checked, we're probably about 26 or so subscribers. So please, man, call somebody, tell a friend to subscribe to the Hangout spot. I just love the round number of 2,000, 2K. And we got to get there, man. Hopefully we can get there by the end of the month, because we got nothing but bigger and better interviews in store for you. I'm working on one tomorrow. I haven't gotten confirmation yet, but we're trying to get undefeated lightweight prospect Corey Too Smooth Marksman in the building tomorrow. If I can't pull that off, then it's okay. We'll just rock out us. We'll open up the phone lines. We'll talk a lot of shit. There's going to be a lot to talk about. Let's not forget my guy, Brian Norman Jr., baby. B. Norm, the Storm, the Assassin. He fights early morning tomorrow morning. Ring walks are expected by 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 4:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So good luck to y'all that live on the West Coast if you want to get up and watch my man B. Storm cook this Jin Sasaki guy hibachi style. That's right, I said it.
Let's go, champ.
We gonna be live tomorrow. We gonna be live, bro. We gonna make the sacrifice. We gonna get up early. We gonna do a live fight chat tomorrow. Anticipated time for me to jump on, if the ring walks are 7:15, I'll probably be on about 6:30, 6:40ish. We'll go live. We'll do the live fight chat together. Hopefully you guys are going to be out and about with me. Yes, Badger, I am going to go live tomorrow morning, early morning. I'm not doing the whole card, because that card starts at 4 a.m. And that for sure is not happening, bro. Especially for a bunch of people, no disrespect, that I don't know who they are. I mean, I believe that it's, other than Brian Norman, I don't think that there's any other American on that card. I could be mistaken. I mean, let's check out the card. Let's check out the card, man. But again, if you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do so. Subscribe to the channel. We live in a day and age where everybody got 2 or 3 email addresses, bro. I don't care, bro. Open up a subscribe on all 3 email addresses. Who cares, bro? Let's get your boy to 2K, baby.
It smelled like a toilet full of nasty ass shit, okay?
Yeah, man. Yeah, us not getting a 2K by the end of the month is just nasty work, bro. Come on, man. We family. I just threw out the link there, bro. I think I'm going to take some calls, bro. Let's talk about tomorrow, bro. Let's talk about Brian Norman and Jin Sasaki, bro. Give me your predictions. What do you think is going to happen, bro? You guys think that B. Norm the Storm is going to walk over this dude? Hibachi style, like I'm saying, or do you think it's going to be a tougher fight? Do you think it'll be an upset? Call in, brother. I just threw the link in the chat if you guys want to call in. Let's keep this show rolling. Let's keep this show rolling. But yeah, man, let's let me see. You got one guy, Christian Araneta, 25-2, 20 knockouts. But yeah, he's from the Philippines, so he's not American. He's fighting against I don't even know how to pronounce these names, man. I'm gonna have to share my screen, bro. But this is pretty much a card of Asians, from overseas. So shout out to them, for keeping it an all Asian card. Brian Norman Jr. is the only American that I see on that card. The main event, WBO champion. Obviously, that title is on the line. Yeah, I mean, I don't know any of these fighters, and the crazy part about it is, I'm sure if I rewatch, because I'm not getting up at 4:00 in the morning to watch this card, there'll probably be some banging fights on there. Them are the type of fights that be just surprising everybody. Dudes that we don't know, especially from overseas. I mean, they come in to fight. So yeah, man. LR9 Vlogs, what's going on? He's up in the building.
My man.
Said, I'm gonna send you $20 for your meat lovers burrito instead, bro. Oh shit, that's nasty, bro.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
Nah, we don't do that over here, bro. You my guy, Vlogs. But we don't do that. Alberto, you gonna be up at 4:00 in the morning, bro? Damn, bro. Alberto's gonna be rocking out with me, bro. Alberto's gonna be rocking out with me at 4:15 Pacific time. Alberto's out in California on the West Coast. Over here, it'll be 7:15 a.m. in Florida. Vega, you get up early, bro, for work. You should be in the building. Let's get our boxing fans up in here, bro. Ness ain't gonna be live tomorrow. Ness ain't gonna be live. Ness is traveling to the East Coast. So we can do our version of the boxing voice here, man. Because as soon as that fight is over, bro, I'll open up the panel, the phone lines, and we'll get it popping, bro. We'll talk some shit. Hopefully we ain't talking about no damn upset, which I doubt. I'm just saying, but yeah, man, this card is basically a bunch of guys that I don't know. So I am not going to get up early at 4:00 in the morning, but I will set my alarm for about 6:15, 6:30-ish. Clarence, what's good, my guy? Yo, salute my people, the hangout spot. Johnny, my brother, you family, brother.
Let's go, chat.
Hopefully you're up early tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing a live, bro, for the fight. If you're up early, make sure y'all check out the hangout spot tomorrow about 6:30 to 6:45-ish. We will be live. Projected ring walks for the main event will be at 7:15 a.m. according to this last Top Rank email that I got. So if we're up and we're live by about 6:45, that gives us a half an hour to talk some shit, to wake up, brew our coffee together, drink our coffee, and then get ready for the main event. B Norm the Storm is in Japan, trying to take Japan by storm against top contender Jin Sasaki. Based on styles, I think it's going to be a very, very exciting fight for as long as it lasts. Personally, I don't see it lasting that long. That's right, I said it. I'm picking my guy Norman inside of 5. Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
That's just me. That's just me, bro. Y'all know who I rock with, bro. I believe in him. I've seen him in training. I've spoken to him. He's ready, bro. He's ready. And he's just built different. Like I said, bro, the fact that he chose to go to Japan to make this title defense, he got there 2 weeks ago, well acclimated to the time. He has said nothing but good things about the people, the environment, the cleanliness, the food. I mean, they've raved about it. I asked him. He says specifically he loves it. And after like the second, I believe he said after like the third day, he didn't feel any jet lag or whatnot anymore. So his body is well adjusted to the Japanese time zone. So he should be able to cook tomorrow morning. He should be able to cook, which will be the evening in Japan. So I think it's going to be, I agree, Vlogs. I think it's going to be an action-packed fight. I just don't know how long it's going to last. I don't think that this fight is going to distance. I would not bet money on this fight going to distance. I know there's a lot of people, especially in the TBV community, that are saying that they don't think that Norman will stop him, that it'll go to the distance. I doubt it. I really doubt that, bro. But yeah, man. It'll be a long, hot day tomorrow in roofing. Oh, you working? Damn, you working tomorrow? Shit. Where you doing roofing at, bro? If it's in Florida, you gonna cook, bro, because it's steaming out here in Florida now, man. It's gotten to that time of the season, bro, where you get swamp ass, man. It's just hot. It's muggy. I mean, we get thunderstorms almost every day at some point in the afternoon. Then it gets even muggier. The bugs are out. We're at that time, man. We are at that time. But, oh, you're out in Cali. Okay. You're out in Cali. I hear you, man. You are out in Cali. But yeah, man, I put the link in the chat. I didn't pin it. Let me pin that. Let me pin the link to the chat. There it is. Talking boxing. Let's see if we can get this thing pinned to the chat. Shout out to all of y'all in the chat. Shout out to all of y'all that rocked out for this Keith Cologne interview. I thought it was a good interview. I mean, the one yesterday was just on next level, man. Hopefully you guys got a chance to see that. I'm actually replacing the link that we have up for the merchandise, bro. Make sure you guys, man, check out the Hangout Spot t-shirts and hoodies, bro. Go cop one, bro. Support a brother. I'm going to throw that link in the chat as well. Check out the Hangout Spot merchandise, bro. We got t-shirts, different colors, different sizes, men and women sizes. We also got hoodies, men and women sizes and different colors. Check out my page on millions.co. It is actually now in the chat. Check out my merchandise. But let's go out to the phone lines. My guy Chad is up in the building. What's going on, Chad?
Just chilling, man. You got me okay, my mic?
Yeah, you sound perfect, man. Talk to me, bro. Number one, I just want to ask you, before you get into what you want to get into, how did you feel about yesterday's interview, bro? Because to me, it was next level.
I mean, first of all, yeah, great job, Johnny. The questions you asked and the places you took him was really great. And the main thing that I found really, I guess, surprising in a way was just what a sensitive, kind of beautiful man he is, man. Like, I don't care how that sounds to people. They think that sounds corny. In the hurt business, in the fight business, everyone trying to be so macho and trying to be killers. He was just a really great guy. And the other thing I really liked is I really got the feeling from him that he really wants to tell his history, his story, his perspective, on everything, the people, the places, the fights. And I'm here to listen to it, to be honest. I could have listened to him all day, him and you going back and forth. It went really fast, and that's usually a really good indicator, what was it, an hour and a half, 2 hours? And it went by real quick.
Hour and 40 minutes, Chad, and it was almost like, damn, like I didn't want it to stop, but I'm like, yo, I can't be, I got to take his time into consideration. Even though I will be honest, like even we spoke, he jumped on a little early before the live, so we had a chance to speak a little bit, and I was able to tell him about the vibe here and what to expect. Great conversation before we went live. And he was asking me if I had a time constraint, and I was like, nah, man. I was like, you can stay on as long as you want. It's up to you. So he wasn't pushy about it, but again, I didn't want to overstep either. But I want to get him on again because I agree with you, man. I mean, I actually emailed his wife because shout out to his wife, Deborah, who helped me set it up with the time because she does all his scheduling for him. And I said, this was an absolute honor. I want to thank you for help me out and setting this up. Jim is great. And she said, one thing that Jim loves is to talk boxing, and he loves to tell stories. So he was in his element. So he thanked me, and I'm like, damn, that's what's up, man.
I mean, that came across. That came across. That's exactly what I took from his time on the Hangout Spot, man. And I mean, you and I were talking a bit, Johnny. Like, I feel like if you bring him back, I don't want to say this in the wrong way, but like, you need to find a way to like just allow him to open up, you know, and just to tell stories and just go. And we can all sit back, you included, and just be entertained, you know. I feel like if you can provide that platform for him, he probably would talk for 3 or 4 hours. He definitely didn't seem in a rush to get off yesterday, that's for sure. You know?
Man, and that's a testament of how comfortable I think he felt. You know, and that's the feedback. That's a little bit of the feedback that I got, and I take that to heart. You know, because like I tell people, and I think somebody mentioned it yesterday in the chat, I never want my interviews to feel structured like it is an interview. I want them to feel like they're conversations, right? This is what I created the Hangout spot for. So we can have conversations, interviews, predictions, whatever it is. And I want you guys to feel like you're chilling here with me, just talking that boxing shit, you know? So that was dope, man. No, I loved it. I appreciate the feedback. You know, Chad is my dude. He's always providing great feedback, you know, and I love it. You know, because the only way I feel like I'm going to get better and improve is to get that feedback. And I will take it from anyone, you know, in the community. So, you know, whatever you think that we could do better, this is what it's all about. We're trying to make this this community, this family bigger and better every single day. But are you working, Chad, or are you on a break?
Yeah, I'm on a break, but like it's kind of slow at my work right now. I'm working nights. So, you know, I got time. I got some time. And I don't have particularly a lot to say.
Cool.
I mean, I just with the Norman Jr. Sasaki. I mean, on the eve of the fight now, I think like everything's been said. Now we just kind of got to wait for the fight to go down, you know. But yeah, I think Norman Jr. Everything I've heard, most people are saying stoppage.
You're getting
right?
a little bit of feedback though. I don't know what it is.
Like an echo?
Yeah, like I don't know. It's like weird, like a weird sound.
Hey, give me a second, okay?
Yeah,
give me a sec.
While Chad gets that squared away, again, if you guys haven't smashed that like button, make sure you do so. If you're watching this live on Facebook and millions.co, we are streaming live on millions.co as well now. So welcome to the Hangout Spot family, all of my millions.co followers. I love and appreciate y'all. But more importantly, come on over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to that next goal. If you're on Facebook, do the same. Chat, keep cooking, man. Keep cooking. Let's go ahead. Talk to me, Chad.
Does that sound any better now?
It's fine. We can get through it. It's fine.
All right. Because I can jump off if it's not bad.
You're good.
So
right. You were talking about the Norman.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like pretty much everyone's feeling like there's going to be a stoppage. I really haven't heard anyone say decision, and I'm glad people. I think a lot of people are saying stoppage, maybe for the wrong reasons. They just love Norman. They know what his style is like, but I think a lot of it has to do with Sasaki as well, and the two styles together is going to result in someone hitting the mat, which is. That kind of excitement before a fight, we don't get that in a lot of fights. You know, like how many fights do we get that where you can say with certainty someone's going to hit the mat, right? I'm excited for it. I haven't seen too many. I feel like a lot of people don't know Sasaki enough to criticize him. I have seen a little bit of criticism, like he's nobody, he's domestic level, da da da. And we'll find out. Norman Jr. is going to show us, right? We'll like Sasaki's going to know exactly where he fits into the rankings now after meeting Norman Jr. There's no doubt about that. But now I'm kind of in the mode of what's next. You know, what's next? I like the Dev fight, man. I do. I like the Dev fight. And Devin's got an opportunity to take a title fight if he wants it. Boots has moved on. Barrios is busy. I mean, Raleigh's not going anywhere, at least for now. So there's no urgency to fight Raleigh. I mean, I think the Dev fight, it works. And I think it would get a lot of eyes and a lot of talk. You know, I mean, just Devin himself, the state of his career, the state of his fight game after the Ramirez fight, the whole Ryan thing that never seems to end. I think Norman Jr. can benefit greatly from all that. Without having to say a word, really, without having to say a word. What you think, though, Johnny?
I agree. I mean, you heard me on the panel when Bill was on there. I didn't hesitate. Who do you want Devin to fight? I want him to fight Brian Norman Jr. And then, Bill went on his little hiatus, trying to make a left turn and a right turn instead of staying on the same road that we were talking on. And I know for a fact that the Normans would take that fight in a heartbeat. In fact, they would take any of these guys that are moving up to 147 because they all present big money fights, right? You got T.O., you got Ryan, you got Devin. So the Normans would take any of those fights. It's up to them if they want to move up and take that fight. I love that fight stylistically. But we got to see. We got to see what happens. I heard today, I was looking at social media that Devin was talking crap about Brian Norman, calling him ass. And I'm like, really? Okay.
I like it, but I like it.
I like it too.
I like the heat. I like the heat. Yeah,
I like it too, man. And trust me, Brian Norman's a side. He's not his father, right? He's not as brash, but trust me when I tell you, he has a lot of his father in him. He is his father. He's just the delivery is different. That's all it is. That's really all it is. But he's confident. He's brash too, in a more quiet, reserved type of way, which is why I like him.
Seen that type of fighter through history, like you'd have Ali, Frazier, you got the chatty one and the quiet one. And I like a quiet confidence, and I don't need it's just like this thing where it's I can't describe it. I don't know how to describe it, but when you see it, when you see that real heat, like in a press conference, face off, whatever, you know it when you see it. And it doesn't have anything to do with yelling, carrying on, slapping a guy. Like, there's tension. It's the same kind of tension you'll see in a fight where two guys are in front of each other. They may not be throwing, but it's the difference between two guys standing in front of each other doing nothing, boring us to death, versus two guys standing in front of each other with great tension, and just like waiting for it to explode. Like I said, I don't know how to describe the difference, but you know it when you see it. So Norman Jr., he brings great confidence to the fight game, man. I think he carries a lot of everything that's needed to go real far. The same kind of qualities that make Keyshawn great, being boisterous, out loud. Norman Jr. has the quiet confidence, and he can go far with that. You don't have to be carrying on like a fool to be entertaining or be exciting or even be a threat, man, some of these press conferences, some of the antics that go on are just, it almost ruins the fight for me, man. It's like, oh God, stop, please. But that's just me. I don't know. Maybe younger guys like all that kind of stuff. To me, it just looks like WWE. I don't know.
I got you. It can't go above and beyond. I do like a little bit of spicy, but when it gets really, really crazy, I mean, I'm like, really? Is that really necessary? Especially at the end of the fight when you're going to be hugging and kissing each other and all this other stuff, right? But it just needs to, it can't look fake. It can't look staged, right? Like WWE. It's got to look authentic. Like, for example, Conor Ben against Chris Eubank, that looked real. There was like a real beef there. You know what I'm saying? So I got drawn into that. But then there are other ones that you kind of know, like, yeah, this is kind of fake. This is kind of staged, man. But it is what it is. I'm looking forward to it. I see people in the chat saying that, especially Trees, you can't overlook this guy. No, I agree. You cannot overlook.
Who's Sasaki?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Trees. I was saying, I've said that. I'm not saying too much tonight because I feel like I'm be repeating myself. But you're totally right, Trees. I agree, and I feel like a lot of people are dismissing Sasaki. Because they don't know who he is, or they don't care. They think it's funny he's from Japan, or who knows the reasons, really. But no, you're absolutely right. And you look at his record, you look at his fights, all you got to do is go look at a highlight reel if you want to see what he's about. The question, I think, Teresa, is whether that's going to translate to that elite level, like the power, the skill, like all of it. That's the question. That's what makes the fight interesting to me. That's what makes it I want to know. I want that question answered.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. The chat is cooking. Keep it cooking, man. And make sure you smash that like button. I put the link in the chat if you guys want to call in. Alberto just called in. Alberto, what's going on, Alberto? Talk to us.
How you guys doing? Good night.
We good, brother.
What
We
up,
good.
Alberto?
What's going on, bro? Talk to me, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to pop up real quick, Johnny. Just to say I'll be here tomorrow at 4:15 a.m. I will be here.
Hold on. Shout
holding it down.
That's a true. That's what I'm talking about, bro. West Coast time, 4:15 a.m. He's getting up. We're gonna rock out, bro. We're gonna have our coffee together, bro.
Yeah. I got my Starbucks ready.
You got
the
your
little
Starbucks. What did Vegas say? Bustelo? Or somebody said yesterday. It wasn't Vegas. It was Malcolm. Malcolm called in and said if I drink Bustelo. I'm like, man, I drink whatever K cups my wife buys. We buy the ones from Sam's Club, bro.
Yeah.
We throw those in the Keurig, man, and we put the I'm a big hazelnut and the sweetener, and that's what I like. But we're gonna get that ready for tomorrow, man. We're gonna rock out tomorrow.
Isn't Bustelo, Johnny, the Cuban coffee? I heard that one's real good.
It's Spanish coffee. It's really, really strong. But I mean, I'm not a big coffee guy, to be honest with you. I drink coffee in the morning because it's more of it's a breakfast substitute. Like I'll drink a coffee in the morning before I start work, and I won't eat anything until noon. So
the neighborhood I grew up in, it had this little cafe / bar called Jose's Corner, and Jose was a Cuban refugee. He was from Cuba. He was an older fella, so he came during the time of Castro, and he used to serve the Cuban coffees, and you could stand your spoon up in that motherfucker, and strong as hell, man, strong as hell. Yeah, it'd get you going. Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big coffee guy, like strong like that. Like I gotta be in the mood for a strong coffee. It's just, again, it's more of something that I'll drink in the morning as a breakfast substitute, and it'll hold me down. But I'll definitely have one tomorrow for sure. But Alberto, shout out to you. But what do you expect, bro? Talk to me about tomorrow morning.
Yeah, no, just lastly on the coffee thing. Yeah, Johnny, you're right. Like they say that like just black coffee on its own, it's like the caffeine is like a suppressant for food. So yeah, I could see you going until like noon with your cup of Joe in the morning.
Oh yeah, all the time.
But yeah, tomorrow. I mean, I'm not a big Norman guy, Johnny. You know that. I'm not real
we
high.
We know that.
You know, I would love to get on the bandwagon. So I think tomorrow it'll be a nice little step up because I feel like he's never. I feel like he hasn't fought a B-level fighter yet.
So that's where I want to stop you. Why are you not a Norman guy? Tell me specifically. Is it because of his dad?
No, I like his dad actually. The dad's cool. Yeah, he's always in the chat.
I think a lot of people shy away from him because of Norman Sr. So tell me why you're not a Brian Norman Jr. guy.
I just feel like they have this false sense of reality, like they're super accomplished and they have all these goals and they're really ambitious. Don't get me wrong. You know, you want to speak things into existence, but I just feel like they haven't necessarily translated that with the fights that they've had so far. And I just feel like Top Rank is also cognizant of the fact that of what they have. That's why they haven't headlined their own card, even though they've been under the Top Rank banner for a couple of years now, right, Johnny?
Oh yeah. And they'll be under the Top Rank banner until he's 27 years old. So probably about another 3 years, he told me.
Right, exactly.
It's fair. I mean, it's fair. Again, I just wanted you to kind of articulate that, right? Mm-hmm. But you do realize that he's just 24. He's the youngest champion in boxing right now. So
no, that's impressive. Yeah.
Right. So what he's accomplished so far, and the fact that one thing that I will tell you, and this is not even because I like Brian Norman, I'm a Brian Norman guy. I would say this regardless. He's one of those guys, if you meet him, forget it, you fall in love with him. But obviously, you know, everybody doesn't have the option to do that. But he's one of those guys where when he became a champion, his mentality changed. It changed. Now he wants to be even better, which is crazy to me. A lot of guys are satisfied with becoming a champion. Wow, I became a champion. And now they're going to kind of take their foot off the gas pedal and they're going to lollygag a bit, right? Or they're going to loaf. Mm-hmm. He's like putting the foot on the gas even more. So that to me is why I feel like his future is extremely bright, because he wants to be great. It's about legacy.
Yeah, no, Johnny, my only pushback to that is before he got the title shot, and let's not even start with the title shot. Before the fight he had before the title shot, that's when he was dropped, right? By what was the guy's name?
Boca Chica?
Yeah, Boha Chica, yeah. So that kind of made me pump the brakes on the Normans a little bit because, Top Rank moves their prospects really meticulously, and you're not really supposed to get dropped at that stage of your development. All right. And then the title fight, Santillan, he kind of upset the apple cart. He wasn't supposed to be Rocha. So he kind of got his vacant title off of a guy who, Santillan wasn't this world beater. I wouldn't say Santillan is world class. I'd say he's just like a notch below. Like a good example is Johnny. Do you know Jose Cepeda, the 140
Yeah, of
pounder?
course.
Chon.
Chon.
Yeah, Chon.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
He was, he competed for the title a couple times, but unfortunately, he just wasn't at that world class level. So that's kind of what I would categorize Santillan as. He's not really world class level. So that's why I keep saying the same things, Johnny, in the chat, and when I call into your show, is like I just need the Normans to show me with like
Yeah, no,
the
listen,
competition.
bro, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, bro. We don't do that here. We don't do that here, bro. You got an opinion. You don't like a fighter. You root against a fighter. We all have our own opinion, and it's all respected here. One thing, though, I will disagree with you on is going into that fight against Santillan, nobody picked Norman to win. And there's a reason why. Santillan was going into that fight with a lot of momentum. He was being, whether we want to say his skill level matched the hype, he was going into that fight with a lot of hype as a killer. As a killer. As a boogeyman type of fighter. I'm not even lying. I remember that fight vividly. And Brian Norman Jr. not only won that fight, but he beat the will out of that man, bro. That was impressive, man.
It was a great win.
A very impressive performance.
Yeah, it was a good win. Yeah.
And he fought the type of fight that he really didn't need to fight. He fought in the trenches. He might have been able to make that fight a little bit easier if he would have boxed and moved. I told him that. But he's that type of dude, like, no, I'm going to beat you at your own game.
Yeah, absolutely, Johnny.
His mentality is different.
Yeah, he fought him Mexican style and just outclassed him. Exactly.
Yes, he beat that man
in his hometown.
Yeah, in his hometown, in his backyard. It was crazy. I mean, it opened my eyes back then. I'll never forget. I was like, damn, bro, this Norman kid, bro. Like, I gotta see this dude again.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just something. Yeah, it was something. And then, like I said, when you get a chance to spend time with him, man, he's great, man. Really
is. Alberto, I think it's totally fair how you feel. Like, but Norman Jr., he's not the only one. I mean, it happens where these guys, they'll get a path that, to the belt that's, like I'll say the path of least resistance, I guess, right? And then we want to see them defend. I feel the same way. I feel like Murataya right now kind of got his belt the same way. And now we're going to wait for him to have the Cruz fight. I think that what we're seeing though with the Normans is they are progressing. I feel like Norman Jr. is probably listening to his critics, i.e. guys like yourself, Alberto. And I think that's why, like Johnny said, he's responding with pushing harder and defending and showing everybody that he belongs and belongs as he's a champion. So I think if he beats Sasaki, I see a big fight looming after that. I mean, look, we're already talking about Devin Haney, and I agree with you. He's going to have to step up and show everybody and retain that belt, basically, and hold on to that belt. And I'm there for it. I like how he fights. I like the style, and I like the progress we're seeing every fight, the development. I think he's an exciting fighter, and if he stays that way, I think he's a great champion. I think he'll continue to be a great champion. But we'll see, right, Alberto? We'll see.
No, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna become a Norman fan. I just need to see, the progression. So tomorrow, Johnny, I will be here, and it'll be a hell of a fight. I hope we get to see some action. Hopefully, your guy wins, Johnny. Hopefully, Norman wins. Norman Jr. I'll definitely be rooting for him, just because the The welterweight is the glamour division of boxing for many decades. So yeah, if he can keep that momentum going and then hopefully mix it up with Haney or Boots, like yeah, I'm all for that. So that's pretty much my call, guys. Salute Johnny, salute Chad, and everyone like and call in, get your opinions out there. Peace.
Appreciate you, Alberto, man. Good call, good call. Like I said, man, the man is not afraid to come up here and voice his opinion, bro. You got to respect that. Yeah, man. And you know, everybody's gonna have their own opinion. You know when Alberto's gonna become a Norman guy? Because I know he's not a Haney guy. So if they fight, that's when he's gonna become a Norman guy. Trust me when I tell you. I should have said that while he was on the line. Alberto, if you listen, give me a shout out in the chat and tell me if I'm right. That's when he's gonna be all in, and he's gonna call in, and he's gonna be like, "Yo, Johnny Norman, baby, in 5 against Haney." I think you hate. If I'm not mistaken, I think you. Here we go. Look, I will be. I told you. In capital letters, which means he's yelling that shit, Chad. I will be going for Norman if he fights Haney. He said, "I will be Alberto Norman." I don't know. You better jump on that before that. That's one of those that I'm like, yo, hold on. You can't jump on now. You better jump on early.
Right ahead, just right ahead.
Yeah. Because then after that, there's a certain time frame. You got to be like, you know what? Nah. You're not allowed here. You had a chance to get on the last stop. You didn't want to get on the last stop. You can't get on in this stop. There's no more passengers on this train. Now I gotta
say though about the opinion thing, Johnny. Like, I can respect anyone's opinion if long as like they're using some kind of take or some kind of logic to reach it. You know, like, and not just yelling and screaming and carrying on.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need to agree with people at all. In fact, it's not that serious to me. It's not that important to me to have to make everyone see things the way I see it. I don't need to be the smartest guy in the room or any of that. I think that's a lot of the problem with a lot of people. They attach their egos to these fighters. And, you know, that's how you see people getting crazy, man. People yelling and screaming and going harder than the fighters themselves ever would. I'll tell you that much.
That shit crazy. It's never that serious, Tab. At the end of the day, we're fans. That's
exactly.
all. You know, we're fans. Look at Vega. Only opinion I like is my own. Of course, he would say some shit like that.
This is nasty.
But
Vega, jump on, man. Come on, the phone line's open.
Typical world level fighter, Vega, elite fighters.
This is Vega's world. We just all live in it. You know, this is Vega's world. We just all live in it, right, Alex? Alex is my dude, but listen, I just hate those fans, like, and I like to ask those questions, like, well, what is it that and Tree said fan is short for a fanatic. Yeah, but I mean, there's levels, right? Like, I'd like to ask fans, like, why don't you like this guy? Nah, because he's fucking whack. That's not a reason. Like, what is it? Is this because you don't think he's good enough? You think he's overrated based on performance? Like, break it down. If I disagree with you, it's fine. Or maybe I might agree with you, right? But
see, you know, it's like social media and stuff, and I feel like I've said enough about social media. People probably know what I think, but back in the day, Johnny, when it was like our dads watching fights, and you know, maybe you were in the living room there with them. Maybe you could hear your dad and his friends watching the fight. So it'd be like on a Friday or Saturday, they'd all get together. They'd watch the fight. They'd drink. They'd argue about who's this and what's what based on the fight they just watched and maybe a few fights earlier that year. And that was it. Then they'd all go back to work and go back to their lives. And that was it. Maybe the newspaper would run a story, but that was it. Like, there was no social media to be tapping into every day, this ongoing narrative, this ongoing thing that never ends, you know, like, and that to me is the problem. Like, for me, it's got to be fun. It's got to be fun. Like, it's not fun being all stressed out every day because some fight, I don't even know, you know what I'm saying. That's not fun. That's not fun.
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I've definitely changed the way I'm a fan, because I used to be, especially for the Jets, my wife will tell you, I was one of those that screamed at the TV and I'm yelling and then I'm all stressed out all day Sunday and Monday. And I'm like, damn, at the end of the day, do these guys get as stressed as I get? after a loss, because you hear them talking after a game and they're hugging each other and they're taking their jerseys off. And I'm like, man, I'm not that guy. Like, I just want to like break something. And I'm like, man, you gotta put it all in perspective again. You know, it's not that serious. There's levels to my loyalty, you know. So I'm gonna be loyal to the things that are most important to me. But a team that continues to be ass, I don't know how loyal I'm gonna be. I'm just gonna be a regular, casual, fair weather fan, I guess, like everybody else. I don't know. Maybe I've changed because I'm older. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. What did Toledo Tree say? Whoa, Toledo, where you at? Shout out to the third shift, bro. Shout out to the third shift. Toledo must be working. Toledo Trees must be working if he ain't calling.
Yeah, Johnny, it's starting to rain outside. I had to come in. I'm gonna take off, bro. Salute to everyone in the community, the chat, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm gonna keep listening though, okay?
Appreciate you, my brother. Y'all already know, bro. That's Chad from Canada, bro. Always showing love, even when he's working, man. Comes out, calls in. You like misery. You absolutely right, Vinny. You like misery. If you're a Jet fan, you are absolutely right, bro.
It smell like a toilet full of nasty ass shit, okay?
It ain't easy, bro. It ain't easy, but you know what I tell people? It builds character, brother. It builds character. It builds resiliency. This is why we're resilient here at the Hangout Spot, bro. We ain't losing, bro. We came to this shit to win, and we gonna win, bro. We gonna win, bro. This shit is not a sprint. It's a marathon, but best be told, we will make it into the finish line. Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I just did a dope interview. Shout out to Alberto who called in. Yeah, I just did a dope interview with the undefeated featherweight prospect, Keith Tsunami Colon, who is 6-0 with 6 knockouts. He is a Puerto Rican American from Newark, New Jersey, born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. Has spent a lot of times with a lot of big names in New York City. I mean, has sparred with some big names as well. Shakur Stevenson, namely. He actually spent a lot of time sparring with Richardson Hitchens for this last camp, you know, that Hitchens went through before the fight versus Kambosos. He sparred with Amanda Serrano, which is pretty crazy. You know what I mean? You know, all these New York fighters that he's been around, and he's around a lot of good people, man. Shout out to his family and some of the people that are around him doing business, because again, he's not signed to any major promotion company, but he's moving around, he's staying busy, and they're looking at the big picture, trying to rack up wins and then potentially getting something big down the road that they could lock into. So, you know, a lot of these young fighters are looking for a major promotion company right after the amateurs, so that they can concentrate on them moving their career in the proper direction, and obviously some financial security, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's the ideal route to go, which is why I was impressed with what he had to say about how he has started his pro career. So a lot of things to like there. Bright young man. He's in school in Rutgers. He's studying psychology. He's supposed to get his degree next year. And again, these are things that I gravitate towards, because there's life after boxing, guys. There's life after boxing. We all know that. You can't fight forever. The guys that make money and don't invest it properly or don't have a plan after boxing, shame on them, bro.
It smell like a toilet full of nasty ass shit, okay?
Yeah. It's just not good. You got to prepare yourself, and you got to be business savvy, man, because the business of boxing will chew you up and spit you out. For those of you hardcore fans, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. We keeping it real. We also doing it up here at the Hangout Spot. Let's go overtime tonight. Let's do it up, bro. Even though we're going to be up early tomorrow, let's not end this party. That was a good interview. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you guys check out this show after it's immediately done at the Hangout Spot on YouTube, so you can check out that Keith Colon interview. Great interview. We went a little bit over an hour. If you didn't get a chance to see the legendary interview with the great Hall of Famer, the voice of boxing, Jim Lampley. That's right. The same Jim Lampley that was the voice of HBO Championship Boxing for over 30 years. Host of The Fight Game. host of Legendary Nights on HBO, where they highlighted 12 legendary fights on HBO. I mean, Jim talked about all of that and then some. So make sure you guys check out that show at the Hangout spot. And for those of you guys watching live on Facebook, throw me a like. More importantly, come on over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. We are close to our next goal of 2K subscribers. And let's welcome all of our new viewers, because we are now streaming the Hangout spot on millions.co, which is where Danny Garcia's last main event streamed on. We are now streaming live on millions.co. So for all of my viewers now and followers on millions.co, make sure you guys continue to support. Make sure you guys share the channel. Make sure you guys follow me on millions.co, but more importantly, come on over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out the Hangout Spot merchandise, man. Make sure y'all check out the Hangout Spot merchandise. We got merchandise now on the website on millions.co. So make sure y'all support a brother. And this is the page. Right now, we are streaming live on millions.co as well. As you can see, the live show is there with the thumbnail. Undefeated Keith Colon breaks down his latest victory and future plans live. That was the title of our show today. And we talked about all of that and then some. The guy's a student of the game, so he talked about his favorite fighters, fighter inspirations, guys that, he's kind of patterned his fight game around. I mean, it was great. It was just a great interview. But I say that to say, check out my page on millions.co. We are selling t-shirts and hoodies right now. If you want to get a Hangout Spot t-shirt, I know a lot of people have been asking me about them. Well, now's the time to do it. Come on over to the link that I'm about to put in the chat, and you can get yourself a t-shirt, man. As you can see, all sizes from extra small all the way up to 5X. We also got female sizes all the way, or female design t-shirts all the way up from extra small to 5X. We got different colors. We got the black. We got white. I mean, look at this. We got it all here, man. We got it all. Different color t-shirts with the Hangout Spot logos, man. And we also have we also got hoodies, man. We also got hoodies, man. And here are the hoodies. If we could get this open. I don't know what's going on here. But anyhow, we also got hoodies for sale. Different sizes, different colors, in male and female sizes. So definitely check out the link that I'm going to put in the chat. Yeah, we're going to put that link right now in the chat. So hopefully you guys will support. What's going on? Black Ray Donovan, we live. You know the deal. We live. We live.
Let's go, champ.
At the Hangout Spot, my man Gasper, Johnny, my guy, salute. Gasper, salute to you, my brother.
My man.
Salute to you. Dub 100 is in the building. What's going on? What's your Norman fight prediction? I can give it every 10 minutes if you want. I'm picking my man B Norm the Storm by stoppage inside 5. That's right. I said it. We ain't coming to Japan to play, bro. We are not coming to Japan to play, bro. We coming to Japan to cook and get our ass home with our second title defense and on the bigger and better things. Brian Norman Jr. is punching, bro. And I think it's going to be an exciting fight while it lasts. And let's not forget, I'm doing a live fight chat tomorrow, bro. So we will be up early in the morning tomorrow. Ness is not going to be on tomorrow. He's traveling to New Jersey for the graduation of his daughter. So we'll be on live. Tomorrow, projected start time for the main event ring walks is 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 4:15 Pacific Standard Time. That's the estimated ring walk for the entrance of the main event between Brian Norman Jr., the Assassin, and Jin Sasaki. We are not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. The fight card's supposed to start at 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern. We're not doing that, especially with a bunch of fighters that I don't know. So we're going to be up, and we're going to expect to go live about 6:30, 6:45-ish, which gives us about a half hour, a little bit more than a half hour before the main event. So we'll get our coffee ready. We'll go live. We're going to have our coffee here. We're going to talk some shit. We're going to do the live fight chat. And then after that, we're going to open up the phone lines and we're going to talk shit. We're going to talk about a Brian Norman Jr. knockout. That's who I'm picking, bro. H-Town is in the building. What's going on, champ? What's going on, champ?
Let's go, champ.
We got the Nigerian Nightmare in the building. What's going on?
Let's go, champ.
Salute to you, my brother. Salute to you, my brother. We got the Bandalorian, my brother. What's good with the $2 super chat?
Straight cash, homie.
8 hours away from the Decatur Decapitator. Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
The Bandalorian know what time it is, bro. We going to Japan to cook. We going to cook hibachi style, baby. That's right. I said it. Norman Jr. not playing no games, bro. We not playing no games, bro. We not playing no games, bro. Black Ray Donovan said, tell Marco to hop on. I don't know where Marco is. He can hop on. Listen, I'm throwing the link in the chat. Y'all want to call in, bro? We opening up the phone lines, bro. Let's talk that Brian Norman shit, bro. Let's talk that Brian Norman shit. Give me your fight predictions. We are just hours away from the main event in Japan. I just put the link in the chat. For those of you guys that are just joining me, you guys must have all been on Two-Tone stream. That's what's up. Shout out to my brother Tone. Tone doing his thing. We all winning, bro. We all winning. Tone doing his thing, bro. But we doing our shit here too, man. We doing our shit here too at the Hangout spot, and we working overtime. And we gonna be up early in the morning to do the fight chat as well. We ain't playing no games here. In fact, you know what? That was our first super chat. We got a 10 super chat goal, man. We got a 10 super chat goal. Shout out to the Bandalorian for getting our first super chat. We trying to get to that goal of 10 super chats, any dollar amount or more. I'm gonna put a quick poll up. Because I want to see who's gonna be joining me here tomorrow morning, bro. Who gonna be joining me here tomorrow morning for this live fight chat early in the morning? Let's see who the real boxing fans are. Let's not forget, guys, Ness is not gonna be on. So if you want a fight chat, come on over here to the Hangout spot. We're going to do it up. We're going to watch the fight together. I'm opening up the phone. I'm going to throw the link out there. Open up the phone lines. After that, we're going to do a show where you guys call in. We can talk shit about the fights. Let's do it up, bro. Let's do it up. Let's do it up here at the Hangout spot, man. So I'm going to throw a poll up. Will you be joining the Hangout spot for the Norman Jr. fight chat? Yeah. That's how we gonna do it up. Let me see what we got out there. I hate maybes, but we're gonna add a maybe in there. We're gonna add a maybe up in there. Hold on a second. We're going to start a poll. I want to read the room. Right now. Will you be joining a Hangout spot for the Norman Jr. fight chat? Yes, no, maybe, or I'll be sleeping until noon.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
Nobody's sleeping till noon, but I figured I would throw that out there. I don't expect to get any votes for that. But let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all going to be up early with me? Let me find out. We got my man, Bama Bo Mason. What's going on, my brother? Thank you, man. Thank you for the $20, bro. We got to throw. He's throwing out the big guns. We got to throw out the big guns, bro. My brother, Bama Bo, I appreciate the donation, man. Appreciate the donation, bro. We rocking out here at the Hangout spot late night. We ain't going anywhere no time soon. In fact, I just pinned the link to jump on the chat. If you guys want to call in, I just pinned the link into the chat. We'll throw it up in there one more time in the chat. Let's call in, man. Let's talk about your Brian Norman, Jin Sasaki predictions, man. We are less than where are we? Are we about 8 hours? We're about 8 hours. About 8 hours away. Shout out to my man, the Bandalorian, for reminding me a little earlier. I just threw the link to the chat if you guys want to call in. Let's call in, man. Let's talk about this Brian Norman Jr. Jin Sasaki fight tomorrow. Who you guys predicting to win? But more importantly, what are you predicting? If you're predicting a knockout for either or, what round do you expect to see an action-packed fight? Do you think you'll be disappointed? Do you think Brian Norman Jr. is the real deal like I do? And if so, do you expect him to handle his business and then move on to hopefully a big money fight against either Boots Ennis, which I doubt. I don't even know why I said that, which I doubt. Or maybe a big money fight. I want the Devin Haney fight, bro. Does Devin Haney step up to 147 and fight my man B Norm the Storm? Let's go. Call in, bro. Call in with your opinions, bro. What we got in the chat. Or by the way, for all you guys that are just joining, again, make sure you check out the Hangout Spots merchandise, bro. I got t-shirts and I got hoodies for sale. I got t-shirts and hoodies for sale. And I just let me throw that link also up in here. Let me throw that link up here. If you guys watching this on YouTube, make sure you smash that like button, guys. Right there's the link to the Hangout Spot merchandise, bro. The Hangout Spot merchandise and sale. I had a lot of people asking me about shirts. Where can they get one? The same shirts that I be rocking. Well, there's the answer, bro. I just threw the link in the chat. We got hoodies, male and female sizes, different colors, all sizes from small all the way up to 5X. That's what we got going on. And we also got the Hangout Spot t-shirts, bro. Every size from extra small all the way to 5X, different colors as well, as you can see. And we also got male and female sizes as well. So if you want to cop a Hangout Spot t-shirt or a hoodie and you want to support the family, bro, here at the Hangout Spot, bro, it would be much appreciated. The link is in the chat. More importantly, though, I want to talk boxing, bro. I want to talk boxing, though. So what y'all got, man? Talk to me, bro. Now's the time to call if you guys want to call in, man, if you want to keep this show going. Gasper said, chat, what time is Norman fighting? Vegas time. Same time as Inoue whenever he fights. So, Gasper, it is the projected ring walk for the main event, Brian Norman against Jin Sasaki, accordingly to multiple emails that I've got from Top Rank, is 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the estimated ring walk for the main event, which means that's 4:15 Pacific Standard Time. So if you're in Vegas, super early in the morning, not sure if you want to get up. We did have one of our family members, Alberto, said he'll be here 4:15 a.m. because he lives out in California. But we gonna rock out, bro. Again, let's get up early. Let's have our coffee, and we can rock out together, bro. Black Ray Donovan said fireworks. You already know.
Let's go, champ.
Tone and Johnny at the same time for the live fight. Oh, I didn't know. Is he going live? I didn't know he was going live. I have no idea he's going live. No idea. I didn't think he would be up that early, to be honest with you. I don't know. Is he going to get up that early? We'll see. We will see. Uncle Johnny, what it do? What's going on? They call me Bam Bam. What it up? What up? What up?
My man.
You already know how we rock out. Oh, you going live too? Damn, Tone is too. Y'all gonna make me choose. Damn, I didn't know that. I did not know. We did not speak about that. It may be an all-nighter, but is he really going on live? Because what time zone is he in? He's in Pacific time, right? So he's 4:50. He's going on at 4:15 in the morning? Shit. I don't know. We will see. I'll reach out to him. Maybe we could do something together. I'll reach out to him. We tapping in early tomorrow. Luna Glider. That's what's up.
Let's go, champ.
I mean, I want to go live here, but he gotta, in order for me to tap in and do something with him, he's got to promise he's gonna get up early, because I know I'm gonna be up early. It's actually not as bad for me here in the East Coast as it is for him. So I don't know what his plan is. You gonna be watching them? Of course you are, Tone. Gonna be live. You hopping on? Oh, so you said that a little earlier. I don't know. I'm gonna reach out to him and see what he gonna do then. OTM Bless, what's going on, my brother? You tapped in?
My man.
Yes, sir. We here live at the Hangout spot. For those of you guys that are just tuning in, make sure y'all check out the show after we go live. I had featherweight prospect Keith Tsunami Cologne. He was in the building, 6-0 with 6 knockouts. Puerto Rican from Newark, New Jersey, who's also in college studying psychology, trying to get his degree by next year from Rutgers University. Bright future. It was a great interview, man. He's a smart kid who's being managed very, very differently and very smart, right? Because he's not signed to a major promotion company, but the way they've been able to move him so far and keep him busy. He's only been a pro since last July, so it hasn't even been a full year, and he already has 6 fights. So they're moving him. They're in no rush to sign with a promotion company until possibly double-digit wins, which at that point will make him a lot more attractive. But right now, again, the main focus was to stay busy, and what they're doing right now is extremely phenomenal. And again, he's just coming off of a recent this Saturday on the OTX card. He's coming off a 2nd round stoppage. He's 6-0 with 6 knockouts, and he's looking to get back in the ring. He told us by August. He doesn't have anything set, but once he does have something set, we'll bring him back here. So it was a very, very good interview. So hopefully you guys are going to go back and check that out. I got to go. I'll be back if you're still live. I appreciate you, my brother Polo Buck, always rocking out. My main moderator is in the building. Jacob, my man Jacob, bro. My Jet fan buddy Jacob is in the building. What's going on, champ?
Let's go, champ.
Appreciate you rocking out, man, and checking in. Gasper Tone on iPad, Johnny, and on Mac. We supporting both lives. There you go. If we decide to do that, man, that's easy, bro. Everybody got a phone and everybody got a tablet, bro. You just put one on one and one on the other. But I'm gonna reach out to him to see what he's doing. I just don't know Tone to be the guy that wakes up that early, bro. 4:15, I think. If I'm not mistaken, bro, he's running on Vegas time. So ring walk for him will be 4:15 in the morning, unless he plans on just hanging out all night. I don't know if he's a night out like that. Maybe he is. But if he does go live, I don't know how long he'll be after that. I mean, is he going to be breaking night? Because I know after the Norman fight, we're going to stay on. We're going to stay on, and I'm going to open up the phone lines, and we're going to take calls, bro. We're going to take calls, bro. Yeah, the two of you would be a good idea. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. So I'll reach out to him. Right now, the plan is for me to go live at 6:45, but if he goes live and he wants to do something together, I have no problem doing that. Either I can jump on his or vice versa, but we can figure that out. Either way, one of us or even both of us will be here for you guys because y'all family, we're not letting y'all down. I certainly not. In fact, the votes, 71% say yes, 7% no, 21% maybe. So, okay. And thank God we got 0% that say they'll be sleeping till noon. That's what's up. We need 8 more super chats to get to our 10 super chat goal, y'all. If y'all want to help a brother out, my guy, you already know. Salute. We working, baby. We working here at the Hangout spot, bro. We working at the Hangout spot. Vegas said, "What's Jin Sasaki's best win?" It ain't gonna be tomorrow. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you that right now. If you want to co-host to call the fight, I will be around, Johnny. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'll consider jumping on if you're by yourself. Okay. So again, I don't think I'll be alone. I heard Turn about to go live with Round.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
I doubt that's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't see that happening at all. But hey, more power to him, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up. Jersey Bob said too early and have to go to work for last day. So Jersey Bob probably is one of those 19% that said that they, 6%. Right now we're at 6% of the poll that said no way, they will not be joining the Hangout spot for the Norman Jr. and Jin Sasaki fight chat. But We got 75% that have said yes and confirmed, and 19% that are on the fence. But luckily, we got nobody that say, screw y'all, I'm sleeping till noon. We ain't sleeping until noon. Nah, we ain't doing that. Henry Danger, what's going on, my brother? Welcome to the hangout spot, man.
Let's go, champ.
Appreciate you rocking out. Jersey Bob said, no way, he got to work. It don't matter, bro. We putting in that work with boxing, bro. But either way, we will be here for y'all. Hey, man, last call for calls. Anybody else want to call in, man, and voice your opinion? We got my man Jacob. What's going on with the $5 super chat? Just showing love. Appreciate you, Jacob, man. I appreciate the donation, man, and you showing me some love, man. Means a lot to me, champ. I know you rock out with me, man. This is just so y'all know, man, this is my Jet fan brother, and we've been living in misery together for years. For years on our Facebook Messenger chat, just venting, and it's like, when is it gonna end, bro? When is it gonna end, bro, for us? By the way, Jay and every other of you guys who are not just boxing fans, but you're football fans as well, we are going to be instituting in the Hangout Spot a live call-in football show for the NFL season. We're going to start that up more than likely about the third week in August, which is probably the last week of preseason. I think they only play like 3 preseason games now. So we're going to start that in the preseason. Sunday night call-in shows, probably about 7:30 after all the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games on the East Coast. For you guys in the West Coast, the games are earlier. So we'll be on at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we're just going to do a football show. Open it up. We got football fans that are in the Hangout Spot family from all over the country that cheer for different teams. So we're going to open it up. We're going to take calls. I'm going to allow people to debate, talk their shit, vent, brag, preview, predict the next week, whatever it is, man. We're going to open up the phone lines, and that show every Sunday night is going to be epic. So we're going to incorporate a football show. Again, boxing is our bread and butter. We're still doing all of our boxing shows live interviews, boots to ground, live fight coverage. We're doing all of that. We just want to add a football element because I love football, and there's a lot of fight fans or a lot of boxing fans that follow us here in the Hangout Spot community that are boxing fans. That are football fans as well that have said, let's open it up, man. Let's do some football too. I also got some fighters that I've interviewed in the past. Let's not forget, man. Undefeated lightweight prospect, bro. Derek Scooter Davis, bro. 6-0, 6 knockouts. He's a big football fan. He roots for the Commanders, the Washington Commanders. A big Jaden Daniels fan. You know, he's all for it. So we're also going to try to get boxers and trainers who are football fans to come on, you know, to the panel, talk they shit about their football teams as well. So we're going to mix it up. We're going to do a lot of good things for football starting in August. So for you fans, boxing fans that love football, be on the lookout for that. I think that's going to be dope. Vegas said he should become a boots fanatic. Ooh, not me. Who are you talking about? If Brian Norman loses, what fighter will you adopt? Oh, that's what you're talking about. If Brian Norman loses, what fighter would you adapt? First of all, Jersey Bob, Brian Norman Jr. is not losing. Second of all, and I'm not even going to speak on that, but let's say something along those lines of whatever you just mentioned happens, bro. I rock with my guys, bro. I'm a fan. This is boxing, bro. This is boxing, and some of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport have lost fights. It's because they're not afraid to be great, you know? So, one loss, you know, I'm not that fan. I won't jump off the bandwagon. I will always be in his corner. It's more than just me liking him as a fighter. You know, he showed me love, man. You know, they like family. So he should become a boots fanatic. Nasty work. He said facts. Don't read into these dudes, Jacob, bro. Jacob, these guys, don't let them fuck you up, man. Brainwash you here. They bad over here. They bad over here, bro. Don't listen to these trolls, bro. We signed Jair. You talking about who? The Nigerian Nightmare. Who you talking about? What team you root for again, bro? I forget, bro. Can't wait until the NFL season. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Fire emojis. Who's your team again, Nigerian Nightmare? I know it ain't the Jets because we ain't signed no Jair. Or did we? I'll be lost, bro. I'll be all into boxing, bro. I'll be lost all into boxing, bro. Oh, the Ravens. Okay, that's right. That's right. You are a Ravens fan. Okay. So you were talking about us being suffering Jet fans. Yep. You damn right about that. We sure are. Yeah, we are, man. It's a lonely world being a Jet fan. That's why you gotta stick to the ones that you know that are real, like Jacob. I mean, I know him for years now. We just we suffer together, man. Gasper said, I think the fight might be harder than people expect. That Japanese dude looks like he got hands, but I don't know. Bro, it's not going to be an easy fight by any means, man. Jin Sasaki's coming to fight, man, and he can crack, man. He can punch. He can punch. He's very, very straightforward. He's coming to fight. Obviously, he has home court advantage, so the crowd on his side. Brian Norman Jr. is going to have to go in there and, and fight, a smart fight. And I do know that he's going to want to knock him out. But again, you just can't be careless. You can't be careless. He has to fight a very, very responsible fight, which I think he'll do. But this fight is not going to be an easy fight. I think it's going to be a very, very good action-packed stylistic fight for as long as it lasts. I don't see it going a distance. That's just me. If it does, I'd be very, very surprised, but I wouldn't be mad if Norman comes out with a decision. It is what it is, bro. You win by any means, man. But please don't let Bill Honey buy the channel. You're the last one left. Nah. I like Bill. I do, but I'm not. This is not the Haney spot. This is not the Haney hangout spot. This is not the Haney hangout spot. I'm worried about the drugs and glove rules first for this fight. Nigerian Nightmare, bro. That's a good point, bro. That is a good point. The fact that there's no drug testing for this fight is shocking to me. And I didn't know that until I spent the day with Brian Norman Jr. in his training camp a couple weeks ago. Remember, we did that live from the gym in Atlanta. And one of the questions that was asked by the chat, by the family member, one of our family members is there going to be drug testing? They're like, nah. And then I remember later on that evening asking him about that. I'm like, yo, what's up with that? Because it's almost like selling a house without agreeing to get it inspected first, right? That's how I equated it to. But, they're confident that, shit's going to go clean. And obviously the Normans are clean. They're not worried about that. Don't know what goes on, overseas in Japan. You would hope that they're not doing no shady shit or whatnot. But I gotta be honest, like the Normans, they don't seem too concerned about it. So if they're not concerned, I'm not going to be concerned about it. And neither one of us should be concerned because, again, that was something that was agreed upon. I'm just wondering why they decided to agree on that. And I didn't really get into the nuances of it because it was more in a passing conversation. And I really didn't want to be like the Grim Reaper there, like keep talking about it. But, the link is in the chat. Go, member. The link is in the chat, but I'll put it up in there again. If you guys want to call in, I'm going to throw the link in the chat. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to worry about it. They're not worried about it. I'm not going to worry about it. Hopefully all goes well. And the fight ends up being a good fight and it ends up being the result that I expect it to be. But let me know what y'all think, bro. Let me know what y'all think. I just threw the link in the chat. Another link that I have in the chat, let's not forget, is the merchandise link. If you guys want a Hangout Spot t-shirt or a hoodie, I threw the link in the chat as well. Make sure y'all show some support to your boy. We just got that up and running. I'm excited about it. Hopefully we got some people that will buy a hoodie and a t-shirt, bro, and represent, man. Gasper said no testing. The guy can crack and home advantage with the judges. Yikes. This is why you guys, and I'm not saying it to just you guys in the chat, but people really got to appreciate Brian Norman Jr. as a competitor. Because the guy is not afraid to go to somebody's home turf and fight them. Remember, I asked him that on an interview when he was on here. I asked him again, during the live when I was in Georgia. Why go there and not make him come here? but he just has this different road warrior mentality. You know, he just has this different road warrior mentality. He wants to go to your backyard and beat you. He wants to be that guy that is considered a world champion. In his eyes, a world champion is not just a champion that defends his title in the States, it's internationally in different countries. He has the right mentality. He wants to fight Boots. He said, told me he wants to fight Boots in Philly, in his hometown. I told him there's something wrong with you. You know, so you got to appreciate the fact that this dude is going to Japan. This dude's home turf, like you said, Gasper, no drug testing in place. And he's willing to take that chance to make more of a global name for himself. Cook in Japan, come back. Hopefully, he said the fans out there have been treating him excellent. So I hope things work out well. But, you know, this is why you got to like and appreciate these type of fighters, because we don't see those a lot in the world of boxing today. I mean, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. These guys, you know, they want to pick and choose where they fight. If they don't fight, and them have this advantage, this advantage, this advantage, that advantage. Appreciate the fact that this dude is trying to put it all out in the line, bro. I don't know if they asked for drug test. I'm just thinking that it just wasn't negotiated in the contract, and it was like whatever. Jersey Bob is in the building. What's going on, Jersey Bob?
What's up, man?
Chilling, bro. Chilling.
ESPN's about to go off, so I guess there's gonna be no fights on ESPN Plus anymore.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, I don't have ESPN Plus anyway, but you said you starting what 7 o'clock?
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, about 6:45, 7.
I mean, I'll be up, but I gotta go to work. I guess I'll listen till I gotta go to work, but I can't watch fight anyway. I don't have ESPN Plus. So I think Norman's gonna win. I was just watching on YouTube him knock some guy out. I've never seen
Norman?
a guy fight.
Norman?
No, I don't know.
Jin? Jin Sasaki? Jin Sasaki
Yeah.
can punch, bro. He can punch. But for me, with this fight, to me, is punch resistance, man. Brian Norman Jr. is punching at 147. I don't know if he's going to be able to take that power. That's just me. And that's how I'm seeing it. That's why I'm picking him by stoppage. But you got to be careful, bro, because this Japanese kid can crack, bro.
Yeah, just like I said, they showed a knockout on YouTube. So, I mean, it was just a knockout. So, I don't know if he really can fight or anything, but I don't think he can win the fight.
Yeah, I don't see it, but hey, this is boxing, Bob. Stranger things have happened, right? Can you hear
my
me?
internet?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You froze up.
Okay, I don't know if that's my internet, but yeah, overseas anything can happen. So you better try to knock him out. You don't really want to go to the cards.
Yeah, no, that's not a good idea, and that's not the plan. They want to stop it, but again, you got to be careful, man. You can't get careless, man.
Yeah, so I'll catch it later on YouTube. I know somebody put it on YouTube, but if I can listen in, like I said, I will. But it says last day of school, so get up out of there.
That's right. You work for the school board, right?
Yeah, I work at high school, man. We gave our exams. We got one more day. That'll be it.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, brother.
Who's fighting this weekend?
We got a card in the Prudential Center in Newark on Saturday. Jahai Tucker will be on that card. Vito Milanecki Jr., I believe he's headlining on that card.
Okay.
You have super lightweight undefeated Brandon Lee, who's 29-0. He'll be on that card. So not a big name card, but you also have another card where Rashidi Ellis is fighting. So another card out in Callum Wall. So you got some fights, but nothing that that's nothing really earth shattering as far as big name.
Bradley, we haven't seen him in a while. He beat 29 nobodies. Let's be honest.
Who, Brandon Lee?
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I've seen him fight on TV a bunch of times, man. Who's he ever beaten? I mean, I like him. He's decent, but
I can't disagree.
At some point, man, he got to fight somebody. Probably not this weekend, though, if you're on that card.
Nah, I don't disagree with you at all. And I remember when he was like 15, 14 fights in, he looked like an exciting prospect. But
Somebody
I don't
dropped
know.
him. Now I'm thinking back. You remember the fight he got dropped?
Yes, I do remember that fight. I
Yeah,
forget
he
who
almost
the hell dropped
lost.
him. Who the hell
I
dropped
can't
him?
remember. I can't remember. I was watching. I can't remember who dropped him because it was one of them fights he was supposed to win easy.
Yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
see,
What?
man. We'll see if he ever fights somebody tough.
I
But
know. He should have been in
yeah,
there. 29 fights in. He should have been in there with a big name. He should have had a title shot already, bro.
something. I
Yeah,
mean,
man. It's
I
something
know
that
he's
was.
been out a little while, but I wonder if he's even ranked. That's a,
I gotta check.
oh,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he's ranked.
but yeah, he's definitely going to have to step it up. But so anyway, Rashidi Ellis, we'll see, man. I mean, Norman, maybe Rashidi Ellis after this,
Um,
maybe.
Possible. It's possible. I mean, I don't want to see it, but I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, and for as far as the NBA, man, Indiana tried to put up a fight, man, but
I
look like
know.
OKC going to take it.
Damn, bro. But they got it. I mean, when they play tomorrow?
They're playing tomorrow, and wondering if what's the name going to play the point guard Halliburton.
Oh, Halliburton got hurt. I didn't know.
Something with his calf,
Oh,
calf strain, something.
damn, bro. Because
Because
I'm thinking this shit's going 7, bro. The Pacers are taking this shit back to OKC for Game 7. That's what I'm thinking. But with Halliburton not there, ugh.
he probably gonna play, but I don't think he's gonna be 100% because that last game he only had like 4 points.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, so in the NFL, man, my team the Giants. So we gonna sting again this year. That's what I think.
Well,
Eh,
listen, I can't tell you that I feel for you because I'm a Jet fan, so I can't feel bad for
yeah.
you because we're gonna be bad too, man. I'm just hoping that Justin Fields is, you know, is he turned the corner last year in Pittsburgh, maybe, and something clicked, and maybe he can be, the quarterback that a lot of people expected him to be coming out of college. I don't know, man. There's a lot of ifs on the Jets team, but I'm not expecting anything big out of them though.
And the worst thing about that is, see, I mean, I hate the Eagles. I can't stand the Eagles fans where I'm at, man. So I don't even want to see this year. To be honest, I hope the Eagles lose. That's all I hope for. The Eagles lose, man. Couldn't believe they won the Super Bowl last year.
The Eagles, man, yeah.
Man, I hate the Eagles, man.
Well,
For
you're a
real, I
Giant
do.
fan. You're a Giant fan, of course. You're gonna hate the Eagles. It's a division rival. You hate the Eagles like I hate the Patriots. I mean, they've made my life miserable for God knows how many years with Tom Brady. So when people ask me, "Well, don't you?" Nah, I don't like Brady. I'm a Jet fan.
And a lot
So
of people where I live in Jersey, they claim the Eagles.
yeah, I
You
remember. Well, I
know.
lived in Pennsylvania for 7 years, and I lived in Easton, and yeah, I lived all around some Eagle fans. Yeah, I
But
lived all
anyway,
around them. Bro.
yeah, man. So yeah, you're gonna have an early morning, but like I said, I'll listen on the way to work.
Yeah,
I
man,
doubt if
listen up. If you
I'm not
can't
gonna
watch,
get to the main event.
yeah, if you can't watch, listen up, bro. We'll do the fight chat. I'll be talking that shit here, trying to give you guys the play by play.
I
You
also
know,
hope he wins, man, because the other dude, man, like I said, never heard of him, and he's not gonna be a star. We'll see if Brian Norman can become a star, man. He got to knock this guy out.
I agree. This should be. I'm expecting a knockout. I am fully expecting a knockout, but we'll let it play out, man. We'll let it play out. But yeah, man, we're gonna do our best tomorrow to give our Jim Lampley impression. I don't know if you saw that interview
Oh
yesterday on
yeah, yeah. It was
Fire.
a good interview. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
man.
I don't know if some of the young people appreciate it, but yeah, I was watching it, man. Uh, it was a good interview, man. It's good getting Jim Lampley, man. He was in a lot of fights, man. A lot of classic moments, man. still thinking about George Foreman knocking Michael Moore out.
He spoke about his relationship with George Foreman, who passed away 2 weeks before his book was released. And let's not forget that the title of his book, It Happened, was based
Yeah,
on the call that he made when Foreman knocked out Michael Moore. So
yeah,
they
it
were
was.
very, very close, man. He almost cried. Somebody super chatted that, and he almost cried when they asked,
Yeah,
when I read the super chat to him. It's crazy, bro. It's a great interview, man. It
yeah. I
really is.
saw him talking about Emmanuel Stewart, Roy Jones.
All of that.
Yeah,
He talked about all of that. Fighters, trilogies, his 3 favorite trilogies, Arturo Gatti and Ward. In fact, I'm going to be putting out a lot of shorts on my YouTube channel, just clips of that interview, because I got classic clips that I think people are going to enjoy. So be on the lookout for those of you guys out there on the Hangout Spot channel. We'll be throwing out a lot of
what's
stuff.
what's the price for his book? You had no offhand. I didn't look
30
at.
bucks. 30 bucks.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
good book,
Jim
man.
Lamb.
It's a really good book. I
Yeah,
would
I'm
definitely
look
check it
to
out
get
if I
it
were you.
because
If you
he's
have,
yeah, he's a classic man. Jim Lamb. Plus, we watch him for other sports too.
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
old enough
dude,
to watch him
he
do other
started his
sports.
career. He was the first ever sideline reporter in a college football game back in '76, bro. This dude's done it all. He's worked for all these major networks: ABC, Wild World of Sports, CBS, NBC. Obviously, he was over 30 years the face of HBO Championship Boxing. I mean, it's just incredible. The story was incredible. It's one of those interviews that I didn't want to end. We could have been talking
Yeah,
till now, but we'll get him back on the show. He loved the
yeah,
vibe. He loved the energy, the questions. I got some good feedback. We'll get him back on the show, man. That's how we do here, bro.
yeah. The only thing I'll leave you with, man, he was like, man, he was talking like he can't get no job. He was like, I don't know when I'm gonna get back. I said, oh man, I don't
Well,
have a job.
you
As
know how
far
it
as
goes,
doing,
man. This is a young man's game. You know, um,
yeah,
I mean, the fact that Turkey did bring him back for that Times Square card leads me to believe that you'll see more of him. I don't know if he'll ever, and it's by no fault of his. I'm just saying, again, this is just a different world that we live in. I don't know if he'll ever, you'll see him like in a, like the way you did in the HBO capacity where he's calling all these fights for, let's say, Netflix or whatever it is. But
yeah,
cameo appearances, I do feel that we have not seen the last of Jim Lampley. Hopefully, I said it yesterday, man.
yeah,
Hopefully, I speak it into existence and he calls the Crawford Canelo fight.
yeah. Hopefully. So we'll
You
see.
know,
All right, Johnny, man. Yeah, like I said, we'll see how long I can get. Like I said, I gotta go to work, but I'm gonna get on there for a little bit and see what time you think main event's gonna be.
ESPN is saying 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the estimated ring
So,
walk for the main event.
so you're not doing any other fights? I'm probably no.
Nah, I'm not. The fight card starts at 4 o'clock in the morning, Bob, and I don't even know anybody on that card other than the 2 guys in the main event. I got to be honest with you. It's a bunch of people from Japan and Philippines. I just don't know who they are. So those I'll watch later on replay, but the main event I'll get up for and I'll do the fight chat for. And then we'll open up the phone lines and we'll talk that shit.
All right, yeah, man. If it's like 7:15, I should be able to watch while I'm going to work and stuff. Well, listen to you. I can't watch. All right, we'll see, man. Like I said, and hopefully it'll be a short fight, so it'll be over before I get to work.
I'm hoping so.
All right, yeah,
I'm
I'll talk
hoping
to you
so.
later.
All right, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Jersey Bob on the check-in. Appreciate Jersey Bob checking in. If anybody else wants to check in, I threw the link in the chat. Now's the time to call in. Any last minute predictions, thoughts, comments? Do we see an upset? Do we see shit get thrown here at the Norman spot tomorrow? Let me know your thoughts, man. I know Alberto called in and he's not a Norman guy, but even he's picking Norman. Black Ray Donovan, appreciate you. B Norm is a dog, absolutely. Yeah, maybe it was a pay thing. That's true. And, fights are just easier made without that. being thrown in the middle. It's like, again, I equate it to selling a house without agreeing to get an inspector to inspect it. That happens. It happens when I sold my last house. And to be honest with you, there was nothing wrong with my last house, but it's just an easier transaction. So I picked a buyer that didn't want to do an inspection. It happens. Norman is definitely a throwback fighter. This is why I'm not understanding why people that are true hardcore fight fans don't appreciate Brian Norman Jr., man. He is a true throwback. It's one of the things that kind of drew me to him. He's not afraid to go fight in somebody else's backyard. Take that challenge. If people don't think that he can do it, he's one of those guys that's going to try to prove you wrong. Doesn't matter where it is. In his mentality, a ring can be anywhere in my backyard. I'm still going to perform. I want to be a world champ. World champ means I got to defend my title outside of the States. We'll do it in Japan. We'll do it in Saudi. We'll do it here. We'll do it there. It doesn't matter, man. So these are things that I appreciate out of a fighter, especially when you have fighters today that are picking and choosing where they're going to fight, how much they're going to fight for, who they're going to fight. That style is not good for me. I'll move in another direction. It's just, I'm tired of it, bro. I'm tired of it. Yeah, I agree, Chad. Good fights at that Prudential. But again, nothing that's going to knock the socks off of a casual fan. I like the Jahai Tucker fight against Lorenzo Simpson, Vito Menelecki. I like Vito Menelecki, but he's going up against a good undefeated middleweight, man, who's 19-0. Doesn't have a lot of pop from Poland. Camille with a G. I'm not going to even begin to try to pronounce his last name, but that looks like a good fight. I'm interested in seeing Brandon Lee back in action. We have a young guy, Emmanuel Chance, who I liked his pro debut at bantamweight. He's on that card as well. So this, it's going to be a good card, but it's more of a hardcore card than anything else. There's no big names that are just popping out. So again, if you're a casual, not sure you're going to be too interested in what's going on. If you're a hardcore like myself, Chad, Alex, a lot of us other here in the family, it'll be a little bit different. Reek Havoc, what's going on, my brother? When is the B-Norm fight? Again, tomorrow morning, ring walk, estimated main event time from Japan here in the East Coast. Eastern Standard Time is 7:15 a.m. Right now, the plan is to go live about 6:45 a.m. and do a live fight chat and then open up the phone lines from there. So hopefully you guys will rock out with me. They said Haney in Japan. He's scouting dub 100. Okay. That's good. If that's the case, that's good news, bro. That's the fight that I want. I want Haney and Norman. Let me see what y'all saying up in the chat. Will we be joining the Hangout spot for the Norman Jr. Sasaki fight chat? 68% of you guys are saying yes, 7% no. So we're down to double digits, which is good. 25% are saying maybe. Okay. So we could convert those 25% into yeses. We may have a good crowd. And nobody's picking. I'll be sleeping until noon. So that's dope. Last call. If anybody wants to call in, voice their predictions, man, before we wrap this thing up. Again, we'll be up early for the fight regardless. So the plan right now is to go live and do the fight chat and then open up the phone lines. So hopefully you guys will be on board with me. Have your coffee ready. We're fight fans. We're family here at the Hangout spot. If you haven't smashed that like button, please do so. Share the channel. We need to grow. We need to get this channel out into the algorithm of other boxing fans so they know we rock out. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing a live fight chat tomorrow morning. We're also going live tomorrow night to recap. We're working on a guest, but if we don't, that's okay. We'll open up the phone lines. We'll talk that boxing shit. We'll talk about what happened during the day, and there's a lot of other shit to talk about. Probably going to be some rumors after that Norman fight if he does win anyway. So we'll open up the phone lines and we'll talk some shit tomorrow night. So we will have a show tomorrow night as well. We're working overtime here at the Hangout spot. This is how we do it up. Watching this live on Facebook. Share a like. Come on over. Subscribe to the channel. To all my new viewers on millions.co. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all follow me. Come on over to YouTube. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And hit those notifications so you know every time we go live in the evenings, on the weekends as well. So make sure we do that. While you're on my Millions channel, make sure you check out the Hangout Spot merchandise. We got shirts and we got hoodies for sale. I've been asked about it. Now's the time, bro. Jump on up. Get yourself a hoodie. Get yourself a t-shirt, bro. Support the Hangout Spot family, man. This is how we doing it up here at the Hangout Spot. Dave Blue said, I'm going to be there. Appreciate you, my brother. I'll see you in the morning. But yeah, man, if we don't have any more callers, we are going to wrap this thing up. Great interview today with featherweight prospect Keith Cologne, guy who calls himself Tsunami. Make sure you guys check that out. It was awesome. It's going to be right on the channel as soon as this show is over, so you can check it out on the replay. Great, bright young man with a bright future. It was a good conversation. Great questions about fighters, future fights, guys that he wants to see, matched up against each other, fighter inspirations. He talked about a degree he's pursuing from Rutgers University in psychology, which I thought was fascinating. The way he's being managed in the early part of his career, also very fascinating, something that I was impressed with. So make sure you check out that interview. If you didn't check out the interview with Jim Lampley last night, the legend, Hall of Famer, voice of boxing, don't know what you're waiting for. You will not be disappointed. One of the best interviews I believe I did because of who it was that we were interviewing. I mean, this guy spoke about everything. We went an hour and 40 minutes, and it was nothing but enjoyable boxing talk. If you're a true boxing fan, you got to watch that interview. So check that out at the Hangout Spot. But yeah, man, I appreciate all the love and support from all of you guys out here in the Hangout Spot family. We are back at it tomorrow morning, bright and early. Get your coffee ready. B Norm the Storm is getting ready to take over Japan, and we'll be live here to talk about it and open up the phone lines after that. So make sure you tune in. But at the end of the day, this is your boy Johnny signing out from the Hangout Spot live here on a Wednesday night, and I'll talk to everybody in the morning. Peace.